fucking up already. Hi, how the fuck are you doing? I need to stop muting my mic. I'm doing it so you don't hear me before the show starts, and then I forget to unmute when the show starts. So, yeah, it's going to be 4th of July on Tuesday, right? Last time I checked. That'll be a good time. And we've got some news to get into that is ringing freedom in my fucking ears. You'll probably like it as well. It's been going around the internet today, but in case you've been busy at work or you just want to hear our perspective, which we do have a full panel tonight, we're going to get into all sorts of shenanigans. Oh, I don't even know where to start. There's two major stories, and then we have some drama. 3 months, and you know what? And we will talk about it. We'll talk about it briefly. I might move it to the forward of the show just because it's a joke. After 3 months of Budweiser just repeatedly fucking themselves, they're still at it. They just don't know when to stop. So yeah, we'll get into that. Also, I just found out before the show started that we have some new merch. Now, it goes to Billy's Beer Fund. You'll find out about that later, but we do have some new merch officially. If you want to check it out while you're waiting to see the actual ad roll, because I still have to download it, upload it, and put it on here. I'm slacking today. You can go over to redpillrhino.com and scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see some new merch that you can buy. And I expect to see all of you rocking that new merch because it's fucking hilarious. All right, we do have a panel, so I'll introduce these guys quickly. Rules for tonight, panel, ahead of time. Just make sure not to talk over each other. Remain respectful when somebody else is talking, and we'll go from there. I know when we get a full house, sometimes it gets rambunctious, but we're actually going to try to talk about the fucking news for once, and probably have a good show, too. If you haven't noticed, there is a horn next to me, and it is full of, tonight, some alcohol. So... Yeah, and if you don't like the fucking horn, the fist, the wooden fist is right there to remind you to go fuck yourself. So, on that note, Crusader, welcome to the show, sir.
Well, thank you very much for having me, and you guys know me, just still living the dream here, having fun, and laughing at the world as it goes by.
Yeah, the usual. You have any exciting plans for the 4th?
Let's see. Probably throw something on the grill, or smoke something on my grill.
Winning.
Probably drink, and just do nothing and stay home. What about you?
Sounds like a good plan to me, man. Well, I haven't really made a plan yet, so I'll have to figure it out when it happens. I'll probably go somewhere and watch one of the shows, preferably the ones that still blow things up and don't fly a bunch of drones. I can't get behind that, man. I need to feel the explosion in my chest just to know.
We could do the Freedom Stream.
And we could
do a Freedom Stream.
We could, but I'm likely going to be getting drunk that day as well. So
you can multitask.
No. We've got other people that can do the Freedom Stream. We got Waffle World. We got Billy Von Baum. We've got MGTOW Mando now. He does streams. Go check him out. Speaking of MGTOW Mando, what the fuck is up, sir?
Oh, same as always. Mayhem, chaos, confusion. The Supreme Court actually doing the right thing.
Now we'll get into that here soon. So what are your plans for the 4th, sir?
About the only thing I have planned for the 4th is the same thing I do every year, and that's call my sister and wish her a happy birthday.
All right. You're not going to blow anything up or throw anything on the grill, set anything on fire?
No? Where I live at, they don't really like you to play with fireworks, and my apartment complex kind of frowns upon grills.
Isn't that fucking ironic on Freedom Day? You can't do anything that's free. There you go.
Especially considering the fact that, given what I did for 20 plus years, I probably know more about explosives than half the people in my neighborhood.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you find at least something to do. If it's not blowing stuff up yourself. Yeah. Don't sit at home alone. That's no fun. Go out and do something. All right. Who else do we have here sitting in the backstage? Who do I want to invite in? I guess we'll get this weird fucking guy out of the way. MGTOW Outlaw, how are you doing tonight, sir?
I heard fapping, so I came running.
Yeah. Lots of going on.
I am great, sir. How's everybody tonight?
Good.
Heck yeah, man.
So, any exciting plans for the 4th for you, sir?
Unless somebody invites me over, probably not. But
Well, it's a long drive, but you're invited.
yeah, man. Usually my neighborhood acts fucking stupid out here, so I may see what we can get into if they pop off.
There you go. All right. Let's see who else we got hiding back here. We've got a newer member to our panel. He sure is the rowdiest of the bunch. Welcome, Tommy D, to the show. How are you doing, sir?
What? When did I become the rowdiest?
Wow. Lively the other night.
I'll tell you, the last few streams we had you on got very interesting.
Well, yeah. And the nap time was the best of them.
Oh, yeah, that was very rowdy.
Oh, yeah.
I still haven't talked to Jimmy, though.
Mm.
You know, the puking in the trash can thing, I just don't think I can do that.
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that
no.
one.
No.
I missed that one.
Speaking of which, apparently the Waffle King will be back tomorrow, although allegedly. I'm just going to leave it at that because I never know. So
I would agree.
Yeah. So, Tommy, what are your plans for the 4th of July, sir?
I'm going to hunker down and stay the hell off the roads in the Seattle area because it gets stupid.
There you go.
All I got to go is 2 blocks down. I can get my beer, my Korean cigarette store. We're good to go.
All right. We'll get the last 2 guys in the panel here so we can get into the news because you've been waiting here forever. Oh, we have a special guest backstage.
Uh-oh.
Still hasn't changed his fucking name, though. Anyway, yeah. All right. Welcome, Sean St. George, to the panel. How are you tonight, sir?
Hello. Doing all right. Just as usual, the second I get off work, trying to get right on here just in time for the intro to get over with.
I mean, that's how I felt. So you're not alone.
Yep.
Oh, sounds like my neighbors are already popping off with fireworks.
Nice. Yeah, take us outside. Let us see the show.
On an extremely long weekend. Have fun, Outlaw.
Yeah.
So do you have any, Sean, do you have any exciting plans for the 4th or anything?
No, and that's the way I kind of like it. I like my holidays to be uneventful because if they're eventful, usually means something bad's happening.
Someone's gonna die.
So I think I might actually decide and work and get maybe double, triple overtime.
Hell
It's
yeah.
on a normal work day anyways.
All right. That's not a bad plan, man. Extra money is always a good thing. All right. Let's see. We've got Dynaside 13. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Fantastic, gentlemen. How about you all?
Doing pretty good.
Yeah, not bad.
So I got to ask, since I've been asking everybody tonight, any exciting plans for the 4th, sir?
Well, tomorrow I work, and then Sunday I got band practice. We just finished recording our 3rd album, by the way. That was fun, recording that in the middle of work in 13 days in a row. With a dislocated left shoulder that I didn't know was dislocated for 2 months. I didn't miss a single day of work. That was fun.
Yikes. Yikes.
Yeah, I realized I have an unhealthily high pain tolerance, apparently. And then I got Sunday off, Monday I work, Tuesday I've got off, so I'll probably just sit at home and then maybe go to the local cigar bar, enjoy a fine stogie, and maybe a live blues band. That's about it.
Ooh.
There you go. It's not bad plans. Yeah, well, I think that's all of our guests. No, we got a couple more. I think maybe. Who do I want to put on?
There goes the neighborhood.
Yeah, I'm not sure who here.
As a fellow blues lover,
There's going to be a Felton and a Jimmy.
No Feltons.
No
fellow
problems.
blues lover.
Welcome, Smurf My Balls, to the show.
Smurf them long and smurf them hard.
I haven't done this in a minute. Feels like it's been a long time since we got the full screen Jimmy. So,
Like a month.
Now, gentlemen.
Yep.
Jimmy,
There he
what are your
is.
plans for the weekend? And I hope one of those plans includes a fucking stream. Jesus Christ.
Live streaming from the cornfield?
Yeah. No, yeah, I am. I'm going to come back from my sabbatical because apparently people are missing the waffles, so I must give the people what they want.
Indeed.
So,
Mando to
That's what
start
she said.
streaming.
Do you have any other plans, sir? You going to blow anything up or try not to get arrested or any of that?
well, for the weekend, gonna sit at home, do fuck all and jack shit. Gonna work Monday. Probably take off probably early, just to do fuck all and jack shit more. And then Tuesday,
yeah.
probably gonna go over and hang out with my dad all day and watch other people blow shit up while we barbecue and sit around and get drunk.
Hey, Jimmy, you remember our Facebook conversation from earlier today?
Which one?
We were talking about some freedom flavored tea.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, so I decided in my own fashionable way of doing so, I did get some freedom flavored tea. So there is some alcohol on the stream tonight. This is freedom flavored. It's backwards because that's how our camera is, but it's got that like whatever that rocket fucking popsicle.
Rocket pop.
Yeah.
But
I will say this though, Rhino. Like I said before, I don't have bail money for you, and I don't have the skills necessary for the heist that you're planning.
Well, hold on. Because I'm eccentric, I couldn't just drink it out of a can, you see. I went to the Ren Fair last week, as I displayed on Mando's first show. And we're drinking it out of the massive fucking horn tonight instead of the wee little horn that I used to have. So there you go.
Yeah, I used to have a drinking horn too. My ex took it in a breakup. Fucking bitch.
What the fuck does your ex need a fucking drinking horn for?
I don't know, but she also kept the mattress and most of the fucking furniture. But joke's on her. The air mattress is better for my back because it's adjustable.
There you go.
She did it to stick it to you.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say she probably took the horn to replace
Less
her.
the better.
Yes.
No, I actually think she's into chicks. So
So she's using it on her girlfriend.
don't know, don't care. Above my pay grade, I'm way too sober for that. I just want to bring up the horn thing.
Okay, hang on. I want to point something out. Just because she's into chicks doesn't mean she's not using the horn for that purposes.
Well,
Damn.
that's why there's no such thing as a lesbian.
All right,
because they always wanna use the
allegedly, Lake Pop. I don't want to get sued.
dildos. Yes. All right, gentlemen, we're gonna move on. We've got one more to add to the panel before he gets, lonely and sad back there. He already looks a little sad. All right, welcome Billy Von Baum to the show. How are you doing, sir?
Hello, how are you? Oh, you can't see my full frame here. Hold on. Let me pull back a little. No, that didn't work. Oh, well, it says happy birthday. Happy birthday to America.
Oh no.
All right, there you go.
Yay.
That's awesome.
Yay.
I'm trying to figure out how to arrange you guys so everybody.
Awkward silence.
Yeah. No, awkward.
Right.
Hey,
I'm
I
trying to
want a
figure out how to
window
do the
seat.
Brady Bunch here.
I want a
Yeah, I'm
window
wondering
seat.
why I'm the
Then
center.
Rhino, you would have to be in the middle because you're kind of the ringleader of
Yeah.
the shenanigans here.
You're Jan.
Ah,
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
wait.
I'm
You're
Jason.
Alice.
I'm Marsha
He's
now.
Alice.
Why am I Marsha? Marsha.
I'm
Marsha,
Bobby.
God.
all right.
Marsha,
We do have a show to do here. I should probably fucking start working on that. Let's see.
I ruined a good time.
This is
Of
normal.
course, you don't care what I'm doing this weekend. So.
Oh yeah, no, fuck! I feel so bad. I feel so bad.
Well, now
What are
I'm
you
not
doing
gonna
this
tell you.
weekend? No, now you got to tell me, or I kick you off the show.
We have to know. We have to know now.
Well, I'll probably be doing like car stuff, and
All right.
I just got back from a cool car thing. Very redneck. You'll be seeing the videos in the next few weeks.
Sweet.
And,
Winning.
I'm going to a concert, but I can't really tell you who it is because then that would kind of give away my location. but it's going to be a good concert.
Yeah.
All that
What's
kind of good stuff.
what's
Taylor Swift.
Is BJ going to be supervised this weekend? Because we know he can get pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yes, he can.
Better behave yourself this weekend, BJ. Like I told Rhino, I don't have bail money, man.
Yeah.
Well,
Our viewers
Jimmy,
come
I
to
got a
see this
question.
quality entertainment here.
Jimmy, I got a question for you. What if BJ is the supervision for the weekend?
Could be.
Oh, Jesus.
Then Billy's in trouble.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm
again,
watching you
right.
all.
Again, I'm going to reiterate, I don't have the bail money for you guys, so
Let's get the
Sounds
the
like
least.
somebody's getting starting
Yes.
some trouble already with the sirens.
They finally figured it out. Let's start off with the least pleasurable thing to put on the screen, and just go from let's start off with the shitty shit, and then we'll move into the not so shitty shit. Well, it's all no. Most of this is celebration, but we got to get this weirdo out of the way.
That narrows it down.
Yeah. You'll know.
Look what you got on your
in
screen now.
half a second. Yeah, that's this weirdo though. This is the real weirdo.
Oh God.
Yeah. Well, we are about 200 hours away from being monetized on YouTube. However, after our discussion tonight, we might be 4,000 hours away. I don't know. We might have a new channel. I'm not sure. But let's get into this one. Shall we? Okay.
God, I need eye bleach.
Oh, that's the wrong person. See, this is why I can't fuck with this whole system. God damn it. Outlaw, you're going to have to read the article if I keep you there. All right. I'm going to move him back there.
The Princess
Now I'm
Leia
like
Empire. God.
Who's got the Princess Leia? What?
He
Oh,
was
yeah.
rocking the Princess Leia Empire,
Oh,
Empire
God.
Strikes Back.
Yikes.
Oh no.
Hairdo.
Yikes. Okay,
Right.
so
That
Brought
was
to you
when
by
they
Of
were
Amazon.
course
on,
he would be. He doesn't have an original thought.
that was on when they were on Hoth. See, I know a little bit about your Star Wars nonsense.
Is he trying to go long neck?
he's going full brontosaurus.
he's a brontosaur ass.
Oh no, he is not one of my people. No, he is not one of my people. No, you are not worthy. We do not.
That was more of a Diplodocus.
We do
Well, this
not.
one still has a dick, so that wouldn't be fair.
Yes.
Brontosaur ass for now.
But
All
I doubt
right.
it's a bird.
He's,
Let's read this awful article. By the way, gentlemen, if you are accustomed to background noise on your end, please mute yourself if you anticipate it to be happening so we don't have any distractions.
Okay.
On that note, Dylan Mulvaney, Bud Light, not standing by me, worse than not hiring a trans person at all. Oh, well, that's a shame. Transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney, in a video posted to TikTok on Thursday, addressed the ongoing anti-trans controversy. Look, nobody was anti-trans or anti-gay or any of that. No one cared until you made this about kids. Okay. That's when people said, yeah, we're kind of not okay with this shit. So, and by the way, Dylan Mulvaney was not just trying to appear as a woman. He was, his grift was acting like a juvenile, a female child on his TikTok. So, grooming.
All about the girlhood.
Trying to attract a younger audience, so to speak. So, fuck him and fuck you too if you like the dude. All right. For a company to hire a trans person and then not publicly stand by them is worse, in my opinion, than not hiring a trans person at all, because it gives customers permission to be as transphobic and hateful as they want. Anybody here feeling phobic at all? Anyone?
No.
Bueller?
Question.
The CEO keeps doubling down on this. What does Dylan mean that nobody's backing him or the trans community?
We're going to get into that too. Bud Light.
he's He's getting backed by something, but it's not corporations.
Yes.
I do have to ask a question here. Does he mean backing him in regards to giving him money, or backing him in regards to giving him therapy?
It comes with a reach
Just
around.
asking
That's
for
all
a
I'm going to
friend.
say.
Or it comes with a peg D to slot C interaction.
Well, there is no slot. Wait,
Or slot,
that's
That
a
would be
slot
slot
B.
B.
Slot,
It's a
B,
slot
slot
B.
B.
Slot B.
Remember your slots, sir.
A sloppy slot B.
Well,
That's disturbing.
Chili dog.
yes. On that note, let's continue. Bud Light, which is owned by Anheuser-Busch, I see how this episode's going to be already, partnered with Dylan Mulvaney in April on an Instagram ad that included her. We're not doing that here. Included him.
Thank
Where
you.
was I now? Now I lost my place. God damn it. Included him posing with a personalized beer can. The ad immediately drew criticism from conservatives who accused the beer company of pushing a pro-LGBTQ agenda and resulted in boycotts of the beer. No, once again, this is somebody that was promoting his content to children, which shouldn't be okay, right? I think we're all in agreement. And people were pissed off about that because Budweiser was essentially platforming a potential kid diddler. There you go. All right. Moving on, which recently fell from its spot as the top-selling beer in the U.S. for the first time in more than 20 years. And I heard Yuengling gave them some shit too, but we don't have that article. If Jimmy or one of you guys pulls up that Yuengling thing, we will talk about it. But apparently Yuengling
About the
talk some shit.
Function that Yuengling was sponsoring.
Yeah, that one too.
No. And they weren't sponsoring. They weren't okay with apparently.
Right. That one's a bit of a foggy.
Yeah, we won't get into
they
that.
They were sponsoring the building or wherever. They weren't sponsoring the event
Correct.
itself.
So we're going to move on from that because it's irrelevant. But if you find the article with them talking shit to Bud Light, we'll talk about that. Anyway, Bud Light, which is owned by Anheuser-Busch, partnered with Mulvaney in April on an Instagram ad that included him posing with a personalized beer can. I think I just read that. I think I did. That or it's just we already have gone over this like for 3 months now. But essentially, I don't see the video here, and I'm not going to make you watch 10 minutes of that. I think I'm roboting a little bit. Are we good?
Well, you're waffling for
You guys-
one.
Well, I'm waffling, but am I roboting is the question.
No, not
you
bad
don't
on my
have
side.
On my end.
Okay, I'm getting some lag on mine. Anyway, we all know the bullshit, but there's a video out there on TikTok if you want to watch Dylan cry about how it's worse to have not backed, confused poles and holes. And Budweiser never really stopped backing him. They never really said, well, we don't support him. All the people who drank Budweiser, all they wanted initially was for them just to apologize. So they never really did say, we're totally against this fucking Fruit Loop, So I don't know. But you can never support anything the left does because it will never be enough. No matter what you do, they will want more and more and more. And Budweiser's mistake was getting in bed with the alphabet community. That was their stupid move.
Well, their first mistake was selling out in the first place, selling out to a foreign country and all that, because we all know how that goes.
Right.
Yeah. See, I'm just gonna be honest. Since I don't drink, I really don't have a dog in the fight when it comes to whether or not Budweiser survives or goes the way of the Apatosaurus. But by the same token, a small, somewhat sadistic part of me is really happy when these companies that are so huge and think that they can get away with whatever they darn well please get the mother of all beatdowns from their from the people that they think they can lecture to.
Yeah.
And have you guys seen the new commercials that Bud Light has put out because of this?
Yeah, a couple feigned attempts.
let's just say they're trying to appeal to the summertime crowd. But you know what? The funny thing is, they're still making the guys that look like me with my complexion. They're still making them look stupid, and they don't know what the fuck they're doing. And basically, they're spitting on the regular white dude that's always got to be the clumsy one and whatnot.
Mhm.
And if you saw it on Twitter, of course I'm on Twitter, and yeah, that's
Domestic abuse.
It's we trade left and right. They are apparently thinking about bringing back the Bud Night.
Well, they
Oh.
bring back to
Yeah,
Bud Night.
that's not going to save them.
Yeah, they're
Yeah.
I saw that advertisement and I was like, no, you killed him off 2-3 years ago during a Super Bowl ad. This is no longer about dilly dilly and all the good times that we used to have.
Diddly diddly.
You're more
Right.
more worried about the man boy Willy. I'm paraphrasing that because we're on YouTube and
All right.
my comment was a lot more harsh.
Well, thank you.
All right,
you.
Jimmy. And Rhino, follow my thinking on this. I would be glad to see Budweiser bring back the Bud Night because there are evil geniuses who do short videos who would more than likely jump at the opportunity to take that night and to put somebody else's voice on it. And then that would become comedy gold.
There was actually someone actually kind of a certain someone that we do.
I see someone thinking now.
He's we do know that he is an evil genius, but someone already did that. They repurposed one of the old commercials, but they made the Bud Night a little more flamboyant. And if I could bring, I can't remember where it was at. If I could bring it up, I would, but it'd take me 20 minutes to find it. But let's just say the Bud Knight went to a convenience store to find himself some pads and tampons.
Oh God!
Yeah, I saw that.
Now
I know someone who can do better.
I am all for somebody, voting with their wallet. But I see it more as a slippery slope when you really take a step back, and you don't just look at what Bud Light is, but who owns Bud Light and what are the other products that they make, right?
Exactly.
Procter and Gamble, Johnson and Johnson, Kellogg's, right? So I see it as a slippery slope. But again, I'm all for people voting with their wallets, right? Same thing we tell men in MGTOW to do, vote with your wallet.
Absolutely.
You got to be careful. Well, you got to be careful because that's a slippery slope. And I wish people had started doing this a long time ago before it got out of hand to where it is now.
Well, people could have tried, but most normies don't really participate in it. They think it's going to blow over in a week or two. This is going on almost 4 months, and they explicitly kind of targeted kids because he is his target audience is children. Why are you advertising alcohol to children?
Yeah.
And then to piggyback off of what Jimmy was saying, why are they targeting the largest demographic of people in the country, where Caucasian is still at 75%? And that's last year's census info.
So here's the thing. Let's just cut to the chase. Until you get companies like BlackRock and such who are investing in the big corporations like Budweiser, the company owned Unibev and such, they have their directives with the ESG score, and this is they're just going to keep doing it until companies like BlackRock and whatnot either divest or they stop with this ESG stuff.
And they're backed by and they're also backed by the Fed. So they're paying for the shit with our hard-earned tax dollars. Like, what the hell?
And the other situation is, look, if you want to change a society, you start with the youngest, right? So you get the youngest on board with all your stuff, and in a generation or two, boom, you're done, right? I mean, look at how different I'm a Gen Xer, and I look at the millennial generation and the Zoomers, and they have a lot of different values that I grew up with. They don't have the same values. They don't care about the country or the founding or history or any of that stuff.
Well,
So,
Billy, have you been seeing the same reports I've been seeing where it looks like a lot of the youngest generation that's currently out there in the workforce is starting to push back on a lot of this nonsense?
I have seen that too. If you guys recall, if I may interject here, the video Pop and Blake showed of that schoolroom where the teacher rolls out the Rainbow Mafia propaganda, and they're all like, "Boo!" and they're going. I'm thinking to myself, what did the hippies and all that stuff do back in the day? They rebelled against the status quo today, which was the staunch, whatever, moralistic shit was going on now. The pendulum's now coming back, and the cool new hip rebel thing is pushing back against this BS.
Yeah.
Granted, I'm not entirely optimistic about where that pendulum's going to swing all the way back to the right.
Yeah.
But it's getting some pushback from the ground up in those next generations. I'm not
probably
entirely...
will within the next 20 to 30 years, because remember, the progressives, they aren't having kids. They're trying to steal ours.
Yeah, I would actually say it'd go a little quicker even, because the internet and the speeding up of the flow of information, plus, like you said, the population issue there with who's having more children, I think it'd be quicker than 30 years.
Well, did any of you guys happen to watch that video I put out, I think it was yesterday, about now they're using new acronyms? The LGBT is no longer the acronym going forward, and it started in Canada, I believe, where it's now including this 2G, what is it?
2S, some fucking bullshit or other. Yes.
And the Demon Seed of Castro can't even get it right. It's hilarious.
So, and the funny thing is, to piggyback off of that argument, I saw a post on Twitter. Yes, it is a relationship that whatever. But one person was saying the two-spirit thing is a Native American thing. You have your own spirit here on Earth, and you have your other spirit. And I'm like, oh, so you're appropriating Native American culture, huh? Oh, okay. I see how it is. Yeah.
Well,
see,
the
thing is, whenever they come up with some of this stupid bullshit, you need to play the Uno reverse card on them, and then slap down that +4 card on them, so that they're backtracking 4, 5, 6, 7 steps, stumbling over their arguments, and then you're just sitting there like, I'm just playing by your rules, man, and you're the one bitching that you're picking up 25 cards.
Yeah.
Oh, that.
Well, they can stumble over their own arguments, and for some reason, they'll say it with a smile on their face and still have that smirk. I'm right, you're wrong.
It's because they have lower than room temperature IQs.
Well,
or they're too delusional to understand, and that's fucking...
I will say this much. The current CEO of Twatter, or current owner of Twatter, did do something I strongly agree with recently. Jimmy, do you know what it is that I'm talking about? Or do I need to...
What did
We'll keep it brief. We got to push along here pretty quick too.
3-letter term as what it actually is.
Yeah, that the CIS is now a slur.
Oh yeah. Well, what I was going to say real quick before you move on.
Yeah,
was
we'll
that
move on
new
after you outlaw.
Well, what I was going to say, that new acronym that they're using is now supposedly including children, the C in that acronym. But if you take a step back and you notice what's going on here, and I talked about this in that video. Now, yes, it is perfectly normal to fight for the children, and it is god awful that grooming is going on. But when you take a step back and you notice what's really happening here, they are prodding the left and the right into a war against one another, right? Mm-hmm. They're trying to get someone to throw the first swing so that they can step in and start implementing some martial law, and it's a trap.
Yep.
I have a skosh of intel on that, actually, if you want to hear it.
Yeah, go for it.
So I don't work in Illinois. I have a good friend who does. He said that he turned on one of their talk show radios and they were talking to some like left-away political activist or low-level government official in the area. I'm not entirely sure because I wasn't listening to it. But they said that their goal was to literally push so far to force the right's hand into, wood chipper go burr, what the founding fathers once did. So their explicit goal is to go so far to leave the right no other choice than to push back. And then, they're the evil people rising up. We need to secure peace and everything and go full retard on it that way. It's like they're on public radio explaining how they want to force one side who wants nothing more than to keep what they earn working hard and protect their families into a corner. And it's like, this is just so fucked.
Yeah,
but like I said,
guys,
yeah.
All right, let's. You're right. They don't even care to hide it anymore. Just in the benefit of time, because we have several other articles to get through, and these were just the openers. So I don't want to spend a lot of time on the queers and steers community. But we'll get into this article here really quick, and then we'll move on to the victory lap, because the rest of this show is a victory lap. So if you're hearing us talking about the A, B's, and C's of queerness, we will be moving on shortly. Kind of. Actually, part of the victory lap has to do with it, too. So there are some rulings that were made today we're going to get into. It'll be fun. So after we get through this article, we're going to do a quick break, because there's some new stuff on the website. I already mentioned it. If you're just tuning in, head over to redpillrhino.com, scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll find some new exciting merch, which I hope to see those of you that are face characters on these shows to be rocking, because fucking awesome. And I heard they support somebody's beer fund, not mine, but somebody's. No, Jimmy, it's not that. It's not that. Oh, but it looks cleaner.
It could
cleanish.
be.
Looks cleanish, maybe. You're muted, sir. I think you're muted.
Sorry, hit the button on my mic. There you go.
No.
I'm just saying, these are very nice koozies.
They are very nice. You can find those at the website as well.
Just be sure to wash them, or else this asshole's gonna.
I will. I will give you shit every day.
He will call you out.
I'm never doing those in white again. The koozies will now be in black. All right. So Anheuser-Busch fires back after Dylan Mulvaney claims he was abandoned during Bud Light backlash. So let's get into this. The beer maker, which has taken a $20 billion hit since its partnership with Mulvaney sparked a nationwide boycott, responded to the allegations Thursday after the influencer posted a lengthy video blasting the company for doing nothing to help him as he faced online torment. No, sir, you did that to yourself. Welcome to the consequences of your actions. Isn't it wonderful? Welcome to reality. You act like a fucking clown. This shit happens. I'm just saying. And by the way, when are you getting that bottom surgery? I want to see you fully commit to this little grift you got going. Let's see when that happens. I doubt it's going to, because I don't think this guy truly believes in what he's doing. I think this is just something to get attention because he's delusional, might be mentally ill, but this is bullshit. He's not going. He's not going to go the whole way, man.
He's certainly making a lot of money off it. That's for sure.
Yeah, a lot of money. And making a mockery of women too, which is another reason people are pissed off. Because even women are like, "What the fuck?" This is what this is. Let me scroll down so you can see it. This is the blackface of women right here. Okay, that's what that is. Make no mistake about it.
Kind of looks like David Lee Roth there.
Yep.
Anyway, Mando, what were you saying?
You brought that up, so I'm gonna point this out. On Mother's Day, I went to visit my mom on the other end of the state, and that this individual came up on screen with a news blurb in a location where we were stopping by. And she looks at this guy and goes, "Wow, transvestites looked better when I was a teenager." My mother's almost 60.
Yeah. On that note, we're gonna move right along. Ken, I don't want this on the screen too long. Let's see if I can work around this photo here. It's been burned into my eyes. Anybody else having that problem? After seeing the meme of this motherfucker for 3 months now, I close my eyes and I can see that nasty fucking smile of his on the side of that fucking can. Yeah, it's nice. Thing of nightmares there. The brewing giant said it's committed to the programs and partnerships we have forged over decades with organizations across a number of communities, including those in the LGBTQ plus community. Notice they don't say with this motherfucker, but in general, they support things that they've built, relationships with. Anyway, a spokesperson, so they didn't even name who it was, but whatever. Let's see. The statement didn't, well, that's what I just said, did not mention Dylan Mulvaney by name. It came after the 26-year-old, social media star posted a video. Oh, look, there's the link. We're not watching it in the chat. If you really want to watch it, we'll watch it. But 2 in the chat if you don't want to watch it. 1 in the chat if you're an asshole. All right. To his 1.8 million Instagram followers early this Thursday, saying he felt a loneliness that I wouldn't wish on anyone. So anyway, that's basically it. Budweiser said, kind of politely, "Fuck you."
Well, thanks to some terms Riggs has so graciously taught us, there are some words that you can look up that will help you forget Dylan Mulvaney.
Oh,
I'm not going to say them here because they're disgusting, but they will get the images.
Don't go there. No.
I had one of our viewers today, and I can't name their name because I think they're using their real name on other platforms. So I won't say his name, but he sent me a cartoon, and it was an old guy sitting at the table, and his wife came up and said something about roast beef with a side of fries. And oh God, it was cartoon meat flaps that stretched all the way across the table. It was quite disgusting. So thank you for all of you that support the Cougar Hunting Academy.
I saw that cartoon comic. Yeah, that was disturbing.
Or an episode of Meat Canyon. You guys probably don't even know Meat Canyon, but
I'm good. I'm good, man. On that note, we're gonna roll. We're gonna
put that picture up again, just real quick.
Which picture? Which picture?
The Mulvaney one.
It's gone.
I
closed it. It's gone forever. I'll check the
I
chat,
think he
see if they really
for
want
deep
it.
fake bait.
Well, just go to the article. It's in Gilded if you want it that bad.
Well, no, I wanted you to put it up on screen because I wanted to try something.
Well, it's gone. It's gone forever. Nobody wants to see it. Bunch of twos. It's gone. I already closed it. What do you want me to do? All right. We are going to break. Sorry that I ruined Billy's night. We will be right back. In the meantime, I'm serious. If you guys do appreciate Billy's nonsense, go support this merch because it looks like he put a lot of effort into it, and it's actually pretty cool. the Bronto Lives Matter BLM merch for all of you interested. It is on redpillrhino.com at the bottom of the website. And it looks like he wants to say something. What does he want to say?
Oh, no. Go to Red Pill Rhino's website. Get some BLM merchandise.
Because Bronto Lives Matter.
Yes.
My people are validated, finally.
Yes.
The Brontosaurus lives on, yes.
You get merchandise like that, you'll be walking around with big Bronto energy.
I can say it never existed.
Alrighty.
Hard to believe.
I'm going to go through the chat over here on Rumble really quick so we don't neglect you guys like a certain waffle maker we know. BGDTCH, that is the hardest name for me to say on stream. Missed last weekend for a wedding. No one got laid in the bathroom, so someone shared a flu. All right. Doesn't sound like a great time. It's a wedding. No one got laid and somebody got the flu. So that's a terrible time. It's awful. We've got Big Bad Wolf here. I'll just read all of his because they're all in order here. I'm here now. Tablet dies. Watching on MGTOW. Fuck it. Phobia. Phobie. Noun. A persistent, abnormal, and irrational fear of a specific thing or situation that compels one to avoid it, despite the awareness and reassurance that it's not dangerous. All right. Big Bad Wolf also says, Yingling sold out too. I ain't afraid of no ... I don't fear any lady boys, he says. Tranheiser Butch. He also says, waffling is Jimmy's job. And Big Bad Wolf says, yep, that was me with the Arby's granny. It was terrible. It's terrible. Big Bad Wolf also says, don't worry, Sean and Jimmy, I will send. So you guys get to see it too. Congratulations. Over on MGTOW, we only have a few chats. Also, Big Bad Wolf over here. All right. He says, I'm here. And hey, Tommy, don't fall asleep. That is solid advice.
What? What?
And,
what?
And then we have SBC. Does Tommy live up here in Washington State? Tommy can say or not say. That's up to him, not me.
I will neither deny nor affirm that statement, but Seattle sucks.
Yeah, I've heard. Over here on YouTube, just want to make sure my chat is blown up tonight. You guys are super talkative over here. Riggs Jr. is in the house. Evening, you Brontosaurus fornicating, backdoor-loving riggers. Bronto Lives Matter.
Hey, you don't talk about my people like that.
Hey, man, no
Leave it to
bromo.
Riggs.
Hashtag no bromo.
Riggs Jr. says he's stuck working the weekend through sweating like a rhino at a funeral post-coitus. So that's terrible. I don't like that at all. Let's see. Who else we got here? Broken Pine. He says, where's the Cougar Slayer? Oh, right here. With lag again. I don't know what that is. I see myself like half a second after I talk. It's weird. Let's see. Red Pill Rhino 2.01 subs. Yes, we finally made it there. For now, until YouTube hears this show. And who else we have in the chat? MM4356, the wooden finger. Yes, it will be here all night. This will be good. Broken Pine says YouTube might not like this episode. You're absolutely right. Yes, the hornful is full of not mead. Broken Pine. It's full of twisted tea. It felt appropriate since they had the freedom flavor. So that's why we went with that one. Thumper the Sweaty Fat Guy is here. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to make it to the show tonight, or he would have been here by now, or because I didn't drop the link for him to join. Could be my fault. But he says burnouts for the distance here. And who else we have? Douglas Edwards is here checking in. He says hi to Jimmy Bones, Thumper, and Tom Davis. So there you go. Oh, who else do I have in here? Father Saunders is here. Don't invite Father. Nothing will get done but waffling. I have seen those streams. I have also seen Destroyed Laptops. So.
He should go on stream.
On Jimmy's stream, Father Saunders and Jimmy. That would never
Yeah.
end.
Oh God.
It doesn't. It doesn't end. It's happened.
Yeah.
Oh no. This is the stream that never ends.
Yeah, Father Saunders is also here. I left with the clothes on my back. I had to rebuy everything after I was divorced. Vincent Van Go Fuck Yourself says you should take the ice cream trays. I like that name.
That's good.
He says, did she take the ice cube trays out of the freezer? I bet, but yeah.
No, I kept those.
There you go. Father Saunders, how the hell do you have 2K subs but only 18 watching? Y'all better get the fuck in here. And here's what happened. I will tell you. So back when YouTube was cool, a long time ago, I had another channel. Well, it was this channel, but it was named something else. And I did like some outdoor stuff, some prepper stuff, covered some fires and stuff like that, like wildfires. And we grew the channel that way. Originally, it was monetized. I was partnered through Maker Studios, which then was bought by Disney. So at one point, I was actually getting paychecks from Disney. Back in the day where you could actually make, as a small channel with under 1,000 subscribers, $200 a month, which isn't jack shit. But try making that now with YouTube's monetization policy with under 1,000 subs. So that actually wasn't bad. And then, the adpocalypse happened and I fucked off for a decade and here we are. So half my subscribers are probably out in space somewhere and don't even know my channel exists anymore. So there you go. That answers that question. Who else is in the chat here? MM4356. Hey, you window licker weirdo is everyone's term. There you go. Trying to see if there's any chats that are not waffling. Shannon Rice Lewis, I boycotted Bud Light. I love Miller Lite. LOL. Polska Bob is here. I sense fuckery afoot.
Back up.
Yeah.
You have Shannon Rice Lewis watching the show?
Yes. Yes, wow. I do.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mr. Lewis, I love your shit.
Hell yeah.
Good stuff.
All right. Who else do we have before we get back into the show? Chaos for You is also here, saying hi to Polska and MM43 and Father Saunders. So welcome, Chaos for You. Good to see you. Want to make sure I didn't miss anybody that is not waffling. Most of you do, but that is okay.
Please do not read Riggs's comment. Please don't.
I mean, I live for Riggs's comments, so.
Oh, I don't think you want to.
Riggs!
Let's just scroll straight to it, shall we? Make sure I didn't miss anybody. JAY, so Jay, if you covered the top, Jimmy, it looks like a supplement bottle. I guess it would, the koozie. Mr. E, what happens when you fuck around? You will find out. Funny how that works. Absolutely true. Father Saunders says, don't forget to hit the live chat drop down on the top of the live chat. If you are on top chat, you will miss the comments. I actually use StreamYard to read the comments, so it bases it on oldest to newest. So I think we're okay. Read faster, please, Polska says. God damn it, I'm trying, man. All right, lots of twos and lots of comments. Oh, the article. Shadow Hunter, brainwashing kids with Brontosaurus propaganda disturbing. Regarding the new merch commercial. Yes. MM4356. I know it's hilarious, but I don't want to be confused with someone who is a George Floyd supporter. Well, that is true, but it's also a good conversation starter. Somebody sees you wearing the BLM shirt and you can go, look, it's Bronto Lives Matter. So it's definitely a way to either start a conversation or get cold clocked, one of the two. Buying large mansions, that's the real BLM. Father Saunders, we don't fucking fear you fucks. We are disgusted by you. You don't fucking scare anyone, fuck sticks. Absolutely. We are moving right along. Riggs Jr., outlaw Brontosaurus sardines, munging with who? Brontosaurus sardines that are moist, munging with who. There you go. Just to correct that a little bit more. All right. God damn it.
Munging for sardines?
Munging for sardines.
That's even worse.
Riggs.
Wow.
Where's my Sideshow Bob clicker so I can go?
Yeah, no shit.
We don't have that here. But we do have some articles to get into, and we have been fucking around for far too long. So let's talk about what actually happened today now that we are 1 hour and 12 minutes in. Jesus Christ, I'm terrible at this. Don't quit your day job, right? All right.
It all works for me, man.
Embrace the waffle.
Now, we've been on topic. It's just a little bit too long on the queers and steers community. All right. From people. So you know this is going to be skewed, and this delay is killing me, but I'm going to work with it. Supreme Court closes out Pride Month with major blow to well, they've been doing plenty of that during Pride Month, to LGBTQ plus rights, opening door for broader discrimination. I also saw an article from someone else today that the Supreme Court took the side of homophobia today. Yeah. Sure.
Oh yeah, I saw that one.
Oh yeah.
Good times. So, what do we got here? Oh, there's no hate like Christian love. These fucking freaks. The Supreme Court has sided 6-3 with a Christian web designer in a landmark rights case, 303 Creative LLC versus Ellinis, whatever the fuck that is, which is immediately opens the door for further discrimination against the queer and trans community. Keep in mind, this is a biased article. I'm aware it's a biased article. I am simply pointing out that they're skewing things to make it sound like they're
audience, or are you reminding yourself?
I'm reminding my audience that they want to tell you that this is hate. It's going to create hate crimes and violence.
Well, they're skewing
They
this.
do that on
they're
their-
skewing
by
this
themselves.
article from both the front and the back, so they're spit roasting the
Definitely from the backside.
definitely.
Yeah.
From the back pussy, which you should wash in the sink.
Just the way they like it.
God. Oh, God, Jimmy.
Right in the brown eye. All right. Moving back
Just
into
the
this
way they
article.
like it.
It wouldn't be the Red Pill Rhino live show if there wasn't a bunch of fuckery, though, would it? It'd be boring without
And
these
some
guys in the
puking.
panel. That's a bonus. If we can get somebody to puke on stream, that's a bonus. All right. The court was tasked with considering the case of Lori Smith, a website designer who owns 303 Creative and wanted to challenge a Colorado law prohibiting businesses from discriminating. You mean, discriminating is an interesting word choice there, against the LGBTQ customers. Look, here's the thing. If I choose to believe in a religion that says putting your dick in another man's ass is inappropriate, and I, as a business owner, don't want to have a cake with a man with a dick in some other man's ass, hypothetically, I should have the right to say no as a business owner under a First Amendment reasoning, of course. Gentlemen, what are your thoughts on that?
There is a sign that I see quite frequently in many businesses. And it says, "We reserve the right to refuse service to anyone."
Mm-hmm.
I'm sorry, but you Tina Fey
Guts.
can either create your own website or bake your own fucking cake. Stop going to these people that you know support Christian ideology and say, "You make my stuff or you're a bigot and I'm going to sue you." It's like, I'm sorry, that's just not how it goes, man. Make your own fucking cake.
Mm-hmm.
Because we all know
It ain't that
it's
hard.
going to end up with fudge and nuts.
Coincidentally, this actually happened here several years back where the very thing happened. And I can't remember what the Christian business name was, but there actually was a gay couple that approached them wanting such a cake, and they refused to do it. Well, I can't remember exactly what happened. If they went,
It was another case from Colorado. It went to their little commission, and ended up going to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court gave it another beatdown.
Is that the same baker that keeps getting multiple lawsuits for the exact same thing?
Yes.
Well, there's the one in Oregon too that actually just shut up shop and said, "Fuck it."
Here's the thing. I want to pose this to you in the chat. I am sorry about the delay. It's making me a little bit sluggish because I'm seeing things happen 5 seconds after they're supposed to happen. Anyway, if you go to a store and they say, "Hey, you know what? We're not going to do that." For whatever reason, they have the right to refuse service in this country. Let me just ask you, are they the only place? Let's say it's an oil change for whatever reason, and they say no because you came in here without pants on and we're not serving you, right? Are there
Tesla?
That's a health issue.
First of all, put your pants on. Secondly, are there other places in your city, county, state that might change oil? If so, that business that refused you service does not have a monopoly on power of changing oil. Therefore, you have options, right? So what the fuck is the deal if... Look, let me make it even more personal to you. Let's just say if the left had their way, they would be allowed to have their parades through your living room on a Sunday afternoon when you're trying to enjoy some peace and quiet. Would you be okay with that? Because that's kind of what they're saying here. They want to compel you to do what the fuck they want. They don't want rights. They want to compel their beliefs onto you.
They don't want to compel. They want to beat you into submission.
No. They absolutely. I mean, yes, that, but they absolutely want to compel their beliefs on you. They want to indoctrinate your children. They want to force you to do what they say. They want to remove your religion from church, but they also want to put their religion in church, not in church, in schools. Okay, and let's be honest. This is a church. It is a cult. It's their own belief system. So anyway, back to the panel. Sorry,
if it wasn't about militia.
Go on.
Okay. If it wasn't about malicious intent, I would think that LGBT couples would seek out a baker who is owned by an LGBTQ couple or business owner.
A fellow fudge
why are they not supporting their community with their wallet, but demanding that they have to spend money at a known Christian owner bakery?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, something else I'd like to point out.
Let me switch screens here. Sorry, guys.
Has anyone else noticed that they only do this with one religious group?
Yes.
You don't.
Yeah.
Yes.
You don't hear about this from the Religion of Peace.
Nope.
Try it, see what happens.
You don't hear about this from the first bookers, as Pop would refer to them.
Right.
You don't hear about this from the I still believe that there's more than one deity and cows are sacred community.
Right.
You only hear about this from the guy we worship came off of a cross and woke up 3 days later with a bit of a hangover.
Right.
Hell of a hangover, from what I understand.
With a hangover and 3 holes in his bodies.
But for some reason, they only ever do it to this one group.
Yeah.
He kind of wonders, is there some kind of reason why they're focusing strictly on this one group? Maybe because they think they can manipulate that group into doing what they want by embarrassing enough of them.
So, well, I have a couple things to add if you guys are okay with that.
Yeah.
All right. So firstly, when you say about manipulating the group into it, I've been saving this for a while in my head. I wanted to put it in gilded, but time never came up. But now it's perfect. So my job requires me to do quite a bit of driving, as I am a commercial trucker. And there's a church I have to frequently pass during my day, and the big sign up front says, "We are open and affirming. We are bursting with pride with the new pride flag with the big triangle with the weird colors hanging from their wall right next to their cross. I'm thinking to myself, like, what?
I'm confused.
How the hell? No, I'm not even saying in terms of ideology with the community. I mean, how is a church bursting with one of the 7 deadly sins? Like, what the hell? I'm not even Christian, by the way. I'm more agnostic, spiritual side of things. But I'm just saying, like, if you're gonna go by the good book, you gotta go by the good book, you know. Secondly, though, on the Supreme Court case, even beyond who the left wants to discriminate against, on principle, this benefits the left if they were good faith actors. Example, a neo-Nazi group cannot go to a Jewish baker and have them make a swastika cake because that Jewish baker, without bringing in ideology, can deny them service because they can choose who the hell they want to service or not. That is fine by me. Furthermore, the Westboro Baptist Church can't go make an all-black bakery, make them a Confederate flag cake. And I understand that the Confederate flag, there's some weird stuff there, and Lincoln wasn't the best guy, but for the sake of the example, this benefits the left if they were a good faith actor, but they're not, because this decision closes the door to compulsive labor in the, but to compulsive service in the name of their woke bullshit. This decision closes that door based on principle and the Constitution, and they despise that.
So
because they're not good faith, they are evil and anti-constitutional.
By the way,
I oppose it in principle and in the name of the Constitution. Not on any of the sexual stuff. I could care less about that.
Right. In the chat here, we have Eric Zombro. I haven't seen that, and he's been banned pretty much everywhere. But Milo, I'm always fucking up this last name, Yiannopoulos, or however the fuck it said. He said they exposed this. He exposed this years ago. They literally call baker after baker looking for a bakery that won't do it. So, and it's fucked up, man. But the bottom line is you have other choices. Other people don't have to be, again, I'm going to use the word compelled to do what you want if they don't believe or are not comfortable with the things you do. Just like what I do with this fist on the weekend, I can't compel you to join me in, you know?
Well,
that's between me and the fist.
I'm gonna add to what Mando said because he made some pretty good points. We know that these evil people are, for the most part, cowards, right? The people that commits these acts, they're for the most part cowards. And correct me if I'm wrong. Now, I've never seen Christians go out here and commit hate crimes against any of these people. I can't speak for every Christian, but for the most part, I've never seen any Christians commit hate crimes on these folks. But the community in the Middle East, you guys know the one I'm talking about.
The religion of peace?
Yes. They actually have bluffed these people into fear. So they will pick on the people who don't so much that they fear, but they will pick on the people who have gotten their bluff in on them that they do fear. These people will kill them just for being gay.
Well, it's also not like that a certain scriptural book was burned in one country in Europe and certain things happened in another because of that. I'm just saying, if you don't know about that, look it up. And if you don't know what's going on, look at what's going on in France. But Billy
was that the Paris Tech Evil Pop and Fat Punisher came out for?
Hang on, guys. We're gonna have Billy jump in here. Billy, what were you gonna say?
Sorry.
I just want to say that we're forgetting an important sentence when you say that they're compelling the business owners to do something. These people want the state to compel the business owners to do something. And what does that mean? Okay, so if they win these kinds of cases and the person doesn't still continue not to do what he's now being told by the state to compel, well, what happens? Obviously, he'll be fined, maybe jailed, everything that the state has at its disposal to go after a person like this. based on their beliefs, on their religious beliefs. This isn't like, this is the person's, the Constitution and the Bill of Rights and all that. It says that, you should be free to practice your religion. And if practicing your religion includes not baking cakes for people whose stuff you don't agree with, right? That's covered under our Bill of Rights and Constitution. But now they're trying to make the state go against the Constitution, the Bill of Rights. Doesn't make any sense. So that's why this is like the third or fourth time it's been struck down by the Supreme Court. But this mafia, and I'm not going to name them, they're going to keep doing this. This is just going to. They lost this lawsuit. They'll file another one.
Yeah.
Mark my words.
All right. And on that note, let's see what Riggs has to say here. Again, apologies about the sluggishness. There is a weird fucking delay on this computer. Riggs Jr., outlaw, Rhino makes his wooden fist stain by cramming a Brontosaurus slot B with sardines and all-natural Nutella and churning that butter. Churn that butter. Oh, my God.
Jesus. Fuck. Oh.
Hashtag churn that butter.
Jesus Christ.
And Riggs. Holy shit.
The depth of this man's mind. I mean, Jesus.
That is a bridge too far.
That's terrible, man.
I'm glad Riggs is here. I'm glad Riggs is here.
Getting back to it, though, I mean, they fear that religion of peace in the Middle East because they will kill people. Now, Christians, for the most part, I've never seen any kind of extremist acts like that out of any of them. They hate them. They don't fear them. Remember, these people don't fear Christians. They just hate them. But they fear that peace in the Middle East religion because they will take you out.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Well,
usually in a quite effective fashion.
Right. If I can expand on a little bit of what's been happening with cases like this, you have individuals that are basically, quote unquote, shopping to find places that are hesitant or have a reservation about doing things like this. And then they approach them and then they take them into court and they go and they sue them. And Billy was right that compelling individuals to do something that goes against their beliefs is a violation of laws and is usually getting struck down in the court systems now. Now what needs to happen is the owners of these bakeries or these graphic designers or these people that are being pressured into these lawsuits with having to cover these major legal fees for things like this, what they need to start doing is they need to start going to federal districts and states and other areas, and they need to start filing lawsuits for discrimination, and they need to use the exact same ploy and the exact same tools that are being used against them. And what they would need to do is you would need to go to the Alphabet Mafia style owned businesses and say, hey, I want you to do X, Y, or Z, which will quote unquote offend their belief system. And then you need to start going after them. And these business owners that are now being taken all the way up to the Supreme Court, what they need to do is they need to start filing defamation lawsuits against the mainstream media. They need to turn around and they need to push civil rights violations on the Alphabet Mafia community for forcing and compelling them to do something in violation of their beliefs. They need to actually start growing a pair instead of turning the other cheek and start taking the fight down into the trenches where the other side has already been in the trenches for decades. That is exactly how you beat this. Now, if I were a believer in the religion of peace from the Middle East, so to speak, what I would do is that would be the community that I would, if I even knew people in that community, allegedly, I would endorse and I would back them to start creating bakeries for doing cakes and graphic designing and other things like that. Because if a federal judge has to decide between alphabet mafia, peer pressure, social pressure, or religion of peace, who do you think they are going to back?
Yeah.
Religion of peace.
Well fucking said, Crusader.
That is
But,
how you beat
will-
these people at their own game.
I will give this one counter argument. We've seen the videos of the parades, we can say,
Mhm.
and we've seen the single or small handful of Christian people just standing there doing nothing and reading their Bibles aloud, or the one dude reading a passage or saying a passage, peacefully protesting while holding a sign. He gets arrested. They get arrested. They get assaulted. They get beaten down into a bloody pulp. Nothing happens. So, and to kind of tie this into a nice little bow, all of those people that are, oh, I'm pro, back blue, this and that. You might want to reconsider that stance, because you can just be standing there saying, leave the children alone, not saying a word, just holding that sign. And 20 of the alphabet mafia people can surround you, harass you, start pushing you, spit on you, even throw a punch or two. But the second that you defend yourself, guess who's going to jail?
Yeah.
Jimmy,
On that
you're
note,
dancing around the same point I was making.
Yeah. On that note, apparently we're having some buffering issues, which doesn't surprise me. One in the chat if we're still buffering, two in the chat if we're okay. Let me know, because this is some bullshit. I'm seeing serious lag on my end as well. To the point where I can't even remember my thought. This is frustrating when it does this shit. It really, really irritates me. So apologies about that if you guys are having problems. Looks like 2 from Eric, 1 from Father Saunders. So it depends on where you are. Okay. All right. So wait, now I don't remember what I was saying. Is 1 the buffering or is 2 the buffering? What did I say?
Not sure.
You're having a day, Rhino. Why don't we move on to the next?
I'm having a fucking day.
Next topic.
No, well, we're working on it. Somebody on the panel, if you could do me a favor while I'm going through this next article, if you could bring up and read for us the actual, not the Wikipedia, because I've seen somebody do that the other day, but the actual 14th Amendment. And can we have that read? That's funny. Outlaw knows what I'm talking about. Yes, do not bring
got
up the
it
Wikipedia.
from Cornell.
All right.
It's amazing to me.
Or
I got it right here.
I got it up too.
Hang on,
Just as a
guys.
side
Now
note,
there's
real
too many
quick.
cooks in the kitchen. Outlaw, what were you saying?
Just as a side note, it always surprises me how many people don't understand that Wikipedia is a source that can be changed when people log into it and writes whatever they want.
yes,
Yep.
which is why it's not a scholastic source.
Yep. Unless the article or whatever they're looking up has been locked because of admin preparation or whatever. There are things that can be locked, but can be changed if you have admin
Privileges.
access to it. Privileges.
It
There
is
you
a
go.
place,
That's the
though,
word I
you
was
can
looking
go search for sources that they cite in the article.
Yep. Yeah, Wikipedia is
All right. Whoever has the 14th pulled up, if you can.
I've got it.
read
I've
that
got it
off
right
for
here,
us.
actually. I've got it here from Cornell Law School. So section 1, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protections of the laws. Section 2, if you want me to keep going through all the different sections.
Okay, stop right
Or
there. Stop
section
right
1,
there.
good.
Stop. hold on. Stop right there. We're going a little too fast here. The first thing you said that I want to bring up, excuse me, like I said, this is getting really ridiculously bad. I'm not sure what is to blame about this, but something is terribly wrong with the stream tonight. Probably their topic we're talking about. But anyway, equal protection under the law. That is something to take into consideration here. What this community of alphabet individuals wants is not equality. It is equity, which is a very different thing. Again, when Billy mentioned earlier about them compelling you using the state, they were 100% correct about that. And that's the problem. It's not equality at all. Again, it's equity.
I would argue it's not even.
Anyway, let's jump into section 2. Slow down a bit for me.
Terrible. Sorry about that. Yep, slowing down. Section 2. Representatives shall be apportioned among the several states according to their representative numbers, counting the whole number of persons in each state, excluding Indians not taxed. Oh, that's a little spicy. But when the right to vote in any election for the choice of electors for President and Vice President of the United States, representatives of Congress, and executives and judicial officers of a state, or the members of the legislature thereof, is denied to any of the male inhabitants of such state. Keep in mind, this is written before women were allowed to vote. Being 21 years of age and citizens of the United States in any way abridged, except for participation in rebellion or other crime, the basis of representation therein shall be reduced in the proportion which the number of such male citizens shall bear to the whole number of male citizens 21 years of age in such state. I believe most of that was in reference to this was written right after the Civil War, so it's going into that.
Here's my point. It was written very specifically. There was nothing mistaken about the way they worded that, the way they chose their words, the way it was written in general. Yet again, we had two things today that just fly in the face of that. Another one we're going to get into here shortly. I might actually have to take another break and refresh some things because I can't do a stream like this. You guys are coming in after, like 2 seconds after. It's killing me. So I'm losing my train of thought and it's fucking me up. So we might take another break here really quick and we'll get back into it. I apologize about that, but this is some bullshit. And I think this is StreamYard tonight that's causing the fuckery. So stand by. We will be right back. Empty your bladders, fill your beers, and hopefully the second half will be better.
And it is time for a president who
I learned a lot. And I learned I learned a lot. Anyway, Bo was associated here. Anyway, the point I want to make is I learned so much. I learned black, white, all colors, all backgrounds, but I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot, you know. Come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. What I have to do is I have to continue talking about the things. Come on, man. I came down here because I remember the first bumper sticker I saw. I learned that I got hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. And the kids used to come up and reach in the pool and rub my leg down so it was straight and then watch the hair come back up again. And I learned about kids jumping on my lap, my butt kids jumping on my lap. Oh, I'm in trouble. What are we nuts? Dead. You know, come on, man. Give me a little break here. Get a life. Taking cocaine or not? What do you think? Come on, man. Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds, but I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot, you know. Come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. You have a problem figuring out whether you're from me or Trump, and you ain't black. Come on, man. The Corn Pop was a bad dude, and he ran a bunch of bad boys. I can hardly wait to meet with that guy who is the stable genius. Come on, man. I am very willing to let the public judge my physical and mental my physical as well as my mental fitness. Come on, man. Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids, wealthy kids. Come on, man. I mean, come on. Take a look at the record. I know a lot of weed smokers. Come on, man. Black, white, all colors, all backgrounds, but I mean, come on, man. Men, women, gay, straight, everyone deserves a shot, you know. Come on, man. You know the thing. You know what I mean? You know the thing. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Why the hell would I take a test? I am, come on, man.
Your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. Your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. My children aren't going hungry. I'll do it. I'll drink your blood. And I'm starting to think about having to eat my neighbors. You think I like sizing up? I'm gonna haul him up by chain. Chop his ass up, size it up. I'm gonna haul him up by chain. Chop, 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 chop. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. I'll barbecue your ass flat. I will cook your ass up so fast, and I'll tell them, "Oh, I killed a cow out back, baby." You think Christ would eat somebody? He would never do that. I will. I'm ready to hang them up, gut them and skin them and chop them up. You know what? I'm ready. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat your ass. I will eat your leftist ass like corn on the cob. I'm ready. I will eat you. I will eat your ass. That's why I want the globalists to know. I will eat your ass first. I swear to God, if it's the last thing I do, I'm going to get my hands around your throat.
Base.
So we've been having technical difficulties like a motherfucker here. During the break, I dropped my camera down to 30 HD and medium quality, hoping that would help a little bit because it does put some strain on the driver. I had it in 80K. That didn't help, but there's still some lag I'm seeing. So part of it was the camera settings. A lot of it's still StreamYard, but let's hope lowering my settings at least doesn't, or at least solves most of the problem for now. Because that, that pisses me off when things start lagging out like that. Let me know if it's better in the chat, by the way. 1, if it's better. 69 if it's shit. 69 if it's shit. Yeah, that's easy to remember. 1 if it's good. So let me know in the chat, guys. Thank you so much. All right, back to the articles that we were talking about here. Let's just get into this one here. And there's the lag again. That's crazy. The second I pull up an article, it does it. So I'm just going to pretend that's not happening. We'll see what happens. Supreme Court stands up for justice, affirmative action, religious freedom. All right. With Thursday's rulings on affirmative action in college admissions and workplace religious freedom, the Supreme Court triumphantly affirmed that our nation's reaffirmed our nation's fundamental values. For decades, elite universities, public and private, like the University of North Carolina, Harvard, the schools in the case have used race as a key admissions criterion. 68, and I'll owe you one. 68, 60, 69. So things are still fucked up. That is wonderful. Thank you so much, StreamYard. I need to switch to a different fucking platform. This is getting old.
Wait, if you think me dipping out would save you some lagging, I can. It's getting late and I got work in the morning.
Well, if you got to head out, that's fine. If you need to go because of work, that's fine. I don't know if it's going to help improve anything, though.
Well, a little less moving parts might help. So you gentlemen have all a fantastic evening. Thanks for letting me come back this one. You guys have a good night.
You take care, Dino.
Absolutely.
Have a good one.
Peace. Thank you.
Right on. Okay.
Get Soldier Girl in here.
There's no point. We're lagging so bad I can barely run the damn show.
Set it back to the other settings, Rhino.
You can see it from my side. There's no settings I could change from here. I've already dropped everything down as low as it can go on my end.
No, set it back to the original settings, Rhino, because it was better then.
Well,
you know what you need to do?
That was camera settings. I don't think that's going to help. Billy,
you know what we need to do?
What's that?
We need to stop talking about fags.
Yeah.
That should
He's
fix
probably
it.
not wrong.
Hey, I like cigarettes, or at least I used to.
Just saying. That's probably the problem.
Well, let's just say Billy and I experienced streaming issues. What was it, 2 years ago now?
Yeah.
When we, it was almost 2 years ago, and we were having a discussion about a topic about a rather popular individual using an online app. And what was it, 12 or 13 times within about an hour and a half?
Ridiculous.
Our stream was cut.
Yeah. I had to basically just dump most of that episode down the memory hole.
It's time to stop talking about faggots.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Move on to another topic.
What about MiG-14s?
Well, these are pretty much the topics this evening, gentlemen. So that's the problem. Chat,
So
is it
where's
still,
Walt Disney when we need him?
Fuck beyond repair over there.
I'm here.
69 if it's so fuck beyond repair.
Okay, so you were talking about the Supreme Court and the college admission thing. And the only reason that this went as far as it did is because Asians were being put into the mix. If Asians weren't in there, if it was just white people, I bet you anything, nothing would have been done.
Oh, you're
Just
absolutely
saying.
right about that.
So,
But for how long have Asians been discriminated against in affirmative action?
They're classified as
universities?
Well, when it came to universities, the Asian population were looked at as white adjacent for at least 20 years. So it's been rather common. It's kind of been like the worst kept secret, like other things we know about in American social popular culture.
Caucasian and Asian, just because they share like the same 4 letters, significant difference.
Yeah.
Well, when you have one group representing about 70% of the American population, and then you have another group who, scholastically speaking, represent the top 5 to 10% of a population, and you want to cherry pick and choose and have equality of outcome, not equality of opportunity, and you're trying to push a certain narrative and belief point, that's been happening for about 20 years in this country. However, it has not gained the popularity until probably the last 5 years.
Hey, Jackal, for the sake of conversation here, switch back to your normal one, shall we? All right. Well, in that case, I'll bring it back once you've got it fixed. Thank you.
Oh.
God
yeah, you saw that.
Yeah.
Damn kids.
I synced it.
All right. And also, Jackal, let's switch back to just a photo because I have a feeling that you adding that might also cause a lag. All right. Thank you.
They're already being watched.
I'm already crippled, and you're over here adding fucking video game streams on top of an already crippled stream.
Let's not forget, Jackal. I had an entire stream get nuked because of your shenanigans.
All right. On that note, for decades, elite universities, public and private, like the University of North Carolina and Harvard, the schools in the case have used race as a key admission criterion. But in practice, it means a massive new wrong done, mainly to Asian American students who are disproportionately denied admission despite far better grades and standardized test scores. It was the same ugly story of Jews in American higher ed in the early decades of the 20th century. Hardworking, high-achieving kids, often children of immigrants, excel by the proclaimed standards of our elite institutions, only for those institutions to drop those standards once too many of the wrong kind of student starts getting in the gate. Worse still, there's no evidence that this new injustice actually did any good. Well, and keep in mind, most colleges are just indoctrination centers. Now, you'd be far better off going into trade than you would be going to a 4-year or longer indoctrination center. So, yeah. And speaking of which, there's more that relates to all of this. The student loan forgiveness as well. We'll get into that's over now as well. So,
yeah.
Well, that's going to be an interesting topic to discuss, because if you look at the way that student loans have been done over about the past, I'd say 60 years in the United States, a lot of the student loans that have been happening, what they've been doing is they're putting compound interest on it. And I know people that have taken student loans that they borrowed like $100,000 and became a doctor, but due to what they had to pay in interest, their student loans now are over $300,000. So if you're going to do student loans, like if the federal government is going to insure and to back a student loan, charge a flat 20% interest, flat out.
Damn.
Just put a flat 20% on it. That way you're paying towards the next generation, so that money will be secured and insulated from Congress to the Department of Education, that will help fund and support the following generation's student loans. So that way you're not going to have someone that borrows $50,000 in student loan and get student loans, and then they end up paying $200,000 due to compound interest. I mean, they're being charged on interest, on interest, on interest, on interest. I mean, who's actually profiting from that?
Yep.
It's
So
not the government.
I can actually, I could be a testament to that, because I went to, straight out of high school, I went to Wyotech, which is, they do all sorts of things. I went to the diesel program. I went strictly student loans. My dad co-signed off of those loans, so he had his own responsibility to pay off those loans. His payments were like $300 or something like that, being the co-signee. And then I had my own payments, which was only, the minimum payment was like $75 a month. But again, I went into a trade, diesel, that allowed me to be able to get into a job that, the income that I was, obtaining allowed me to overcome the debts and whatnot. My dad's a fucking rock star. He had his shit paid off way more, like 5 years more than, like, I want to say like 3 years before I had my shit paid off, my dad had his side paid off. My dad's a fucking rock star. But then again, I went into a trade that is more than beneficiary to anyone in the world. I can literally go anywhere in the world if I wanted to and do what I want to do, because
I am in for a diesel mechanic.
I am in the second highest bracket of shipping or anything like that. The only thing higher than me is overseas cargo shipping and whatnot. But you know what? When those cargo containers hit the ports, they go onto trucks. They go onto trailers. Who is the one to fix them?
There you go. On that note, again, for timing,
there's my short stack for the night.
We're almost at the 2-hour mark. Now that he's done patting himself on the back, we're going to get this next article here. All right. And the lag is probably already coming. So, why I helped strike down Harvard affirmative action in the Supreme Court. Okay. Calvin Yang, 21, joined the advocacy group for students for fair admissions in suing Harvard, alleging that the school's race-conscious admissions practices systematically disadvantaged Asian applicants. The group also filed a complaint against the University of Northern Carolina. After the U.S. Supreme Court found in the group's favor Thursday, Yang tells Ricky Schlott why the fight was worth it. I had a 3.9 GPA, a 1550 SAT score, 2 varsity sports, my own political policy startup, and a spot on Canada's 30 under 30 list when I applied to Harvard. All right. It was my dream school, and when I was rejected, I couldn't help but wonder whether my skin color was the reason why. That's why I joined the Students for Fair Admissions in their case against Harvard University, seeking to overturn race-conscious admissions practices that I believe disadvantage Asian college applicants like me. Now, keep in mind, when you listen to the left ramble on about racism in the next few weeks, what this affirmative action crap was doing was racism. Okay.
Yep.
Basically, you could have shitty grades, but your skin color just happened to be the right, level of melanin, and you were given a spot over this gentleman here. That's fucking racism. But the left is spewing on about how between the 2 Supreme Court decisions, the Supreme Court took the side of homophobes and racists today. That is absolutely false. The Supreme Court took the side of the fucking Constitution today, which they're supposed to do. Okay. It shouldn't be about the color of your skin. There shouldn't be that kind of incentive to get into anything. And quite frankly, I hope to see this continue, not just to colleges, which right now this only affects colleges, but I hope it carries over into the workforce. I hope it carries over into the public in general, because again, you have these organizations that'll pressure you to hire diversity hires for the sake of not getting canceled. For the same reason you're seeing, and call me the misogynist here, but they're hiring a bunch of women in positions they have no business fucking being in. All right, and this is an opinion. This is an opinion. Okay. I'll take this guy off the screen. I'm going to share my opinion. Okay. There are a lot of women that are, there are a lot of women being hired in fields like automotive. And I'm not saying all women, but most of these women, especially in the sales position, don't know a fucking starter from an alternator, and they're put in these positions again because the companies are afraid if they don't hire a certain amount of individuals with a vagina, that they're going to end up getting sued by somebody. And it's bullshit. So I do, again, hope this carries over. I came from a world, I'll just tell you, I worked at CarQuest. It was a wholesale place. And we basically delivered to dealerships. That was a primary thing. It was huge fucking warehouse. And it was a bunch of old guys, the old timers. They knew the parts books inside and out. They could make their own fucking vacuum lines and hydraulic lines and, ship them out the same day. They could machine the brakes in the shop. There were guys that had been working there so long. They knew those parts books like by heart, right? Then came along, I'm not going to call them woke, but then came along Advanced Auto Parts. They bought out CarQuest. They pushed all the guys that knew anything about parts out of the business. And they had a bunch of these fucking, what I consider diversity hires. They had 21-year-old fucking girls that didn't know dick about the automotive industry as managers in these stores. And the dudes are like, you know what? Fuck this shit. I'm not working for this. That's what we need to see. We need to see this carry outside of the colleges into the workforces and everywhere else so that this diversity bullshit stops and people that are actually qualified, like Jimmy that pat himself on the back for 15 minutes there, actually gets the job instead of, I don't know, the diesel queen on fucking YouTube that pats herself on the back for having tits. Just saying.
Yep.
There you go. There's my rant.
I will say this. There are girls out there that do put in the work and can do the work. But the funny thing is, to go back to my my WyoTech college days, there was, I want to say, like 300 and some odd people within my class. Take a random guess on how many were women. Just
2.
take a guess.
2.
3.
None.
I'd say 5 at the most.
Oh, 4.
4.
Yeah.
One was a cowgirl. She was cool. She was good. Did her thing and whatnot. Another one was
Sigil in the chat. Read what's on the screen there, Jimmy.
Jimmy, stop moving around like a British cigarette.
Anyway.
Well, here's the
anyways,
thing. Real quick. So girls have a problem with spatial relations. Like they can't, they can't internally think of how things go together. Basically.
Spatial geometry, Billy.
Yeah. There
Yes.
you go.
I have to push back on that slightly. One of the
Everybody wants to push back. We aren't talking about Pearson Steers tonight.
You might get shot in the eye.
One of the best engineers that just recently left my company was a woman who had been doing the job for somewhere in the neighborhood of 20 plus years.
Do you think that's the exception or the rule?
I think
That's the exception.
But
it is the exception.
But I just have to point that out because this woman could literally look at or glance at a drawing and just redline the thing in like 30 seconds with just barely glancing at it. So yeah.
All right. By the way, I got to almost all of you that were in the chat. Eric Zombro, welcome if I didn't say welcome already. And Soldier Girl, thank you for being here. I know you are a staunch supporter of this show. So thank you for showing up and watching tonight. Let's jump back into this article a little bit here. Move down into this section here. The court has sided with us and affirmed that Asian Americans are routinely being penalized because their last name is Kim or Lee. I believe affirmative action is a well-intentioned idea that is poorly executed in reality. I appreciate the desire to incubate a diverse generation of Americans' future leaders, but at the same time, the current system hurts Asian applicants, and that's just a fact. When I was applying to college in 2020, I did everything I could to appear less Asian on my applications. So you must have tried the Trudeau approach. Anyway, I even glossed over the fact that I was a very talented piano player because I was afraid it might strike an admissions officer as too stereotypical. The fact that our skin color is a disadvantage in the application process is just an open secret in the Asian American community. I constantly hear from high school students who reach out to me concerned about their admissions prospects because of their ethnicity. Every online forum or parent group chat for families in the college application process is filled with tips on how to make you less Asian. That's what he fucking said. Yes, blackface. It works sometimes if you're Trudeau. But if all that is going...
Sorry.
But all of that is going to change now thanks to Supreme Court. All right.
No, it's not.
So there you go. I mean, I wish I was lying about Trudeau, but you can find the pictures.
Well, the unfortunate thing is Harvard, not even 24 hours after that story has come out, has already doubled down on saying that they're going to continue doing what they've been doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, that's now illegal.
Oh no!
On
Harvard put out a it was previous before this decision. It's like one of their newsletters or publications in school, where their goal is to push out
the fuck
guys like us.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Well, we lost some, we gained some. Looks like Dinocide had to get some sleep for work. Jackal must have gotten upset that we didn't want him to play video games on a laggy stream.
Jesus.
But we did get our anally stuffed American on the stream tonight.
I technically am the only minority on the stream, so this ruling actually affects me.
Oh, I think it affects me too.
Wait, please do tell, Felton. Please do tell.
So,
no.
because of this ruling, I am denouncing my American citizenship. I am now officially Canadian.
So no change.
If I had the Canadian national anthem, I would play it, but I don't.
Just use the one from South Park. It'll work.
Oh yeah. Blame Canada. Blame Canada.
It is.
I cannot talk very well with this chin strap.
So Felton, you're one of them Canadians there in now, eh?
Yeah, hey, I'm a Canuck. I don't know how to talk Canadian.
Where the fuck is Chris Mitchell?
Where's Chris Mitchell when we need him?
That's what I'm saying.
You bigot.
From Saskatchewan or from Saskatchewan?
Can I talk in like Celsius instead of Fahrenheit now? So I'm not going to talk American. I'm going to talk Canadian.
Yeah,
Well,
you're
you're
no longer allowed to measure
afford it.
things in the length of cats. So,
Oh yeah. Well, I like to eat cats, so we'll talk about that later.
Hey,
Hey, you're
all
right. Hey,
On that
So,
note, Sean, you
before
had
we
something you wanted to pop in here?
Yeah, so that Harvard article I talked about, like trying to do something against people like us. I found the article. Surprisingly, it's
Behold.
public.
Behold.
And look at the title.
mm-hmm.
that's
Go ahead.
racist.
Read it to us, sir.
Uh-oh. All right. The good news is that there are now a host of writers and growing number of courses and workshops designed to enlighten white people as to the real benefits and great costs of their property and whiteness, writes former Harvard Law School professor Derek Bell in his epilogue to When Race Becomes Real, Black and White Writers Confront Their Personal Histories. Why do they make titles so long?
No kidding.
I ain't gonna go through all that.
Fair enough.
The interest of survival African Americans have always studied whiteness.
Hang on.
Personal observation says
I'm going to
no.
help you here for a second. Does this stream sometimes feel like the teacher picking on the kid to fucking read in class? I feel like I put him on the fucking.
Yeah.
Sean, you read us
Sometimes.
the next paragraph.
Sometimes.
Back to you, Sean.
All right. So, in the interest of Afro Americans have always studied whiteness, there is a long tradition of them at the white race is a peculiar sort of social formation. One of them depends on its members' willingness to conform to institutions, behaviors, and patterns that reproduce it. By the early 1900s, it becomes commonplace, the academy, to speak of race with a long class, gender, and social construct. In addition to the notion the white race as a social construct, really, shared with another, which we owned, the West Indian Marxist C.L.R. James. That's a new one. That ordinary Americans are drawn by the conditions of their lives to opposite directions, one that mirrors and reproduces the present society, competition and exploitation, and oh my god, talk about run-on sentence.
No
and
shit.
It's Harvard.
This is Harvard.
I think we're good.
Yeah. Well, the title kind of really says it.
Who's beating their meat back here?
That's
What do you
me
think?
beating my
Outlaw.
head with my high school diploma. Because I don't have anything else better to do. I have
I
my.
don't even know where mine is.
I'm just
I have my
surprised he has one of those.
I have my copy of The Warrior's Ways and the Soldier's Soul. I have my Bible. I have my hardwood clock. That's too much. But I'm trying to beat my. This is my fucking high school diploma. I'm trying to beat myself with
did
the
you guys miss
education in
him?
there.
He took a few weeks off.
Harvard.
I feel like we were deprived of Jimmy. He's back.
Harvard.
He's back.
Go fuck yourself with your run-on sentences. Your bullshit.
He
Your
now beats himself
retardedness.
on streams for your enjoyment.
Fuck Harvard. This is my
We're listening to Jimmy
high school
Bones talk
diploma.
about his Harvard degree as he beats himself in the forehead. We don't understand what's going on here.
I love outlaw narrating. That's fucking classic. All right.
So if you guys want to read the rest of the article, I dropped it in chat, both public and for YouTube chat and private.
Please, God, no, make it stop.
If I donate $100, can Sean finish reading it?
And just
absolutely.
I am
RedPillRhino.com. If I see it come through,
just to prove
we'll make him read it.
I am beating myself with my high school diploma.
Is he patting himself? I can't show that on stream, Jimmy.
Oh, yeah, we know his full name now. I'll also doxing all the people that signed it.
I don't care. If people want to find out where I am, I'm like, hi, here I am.
The problem
you knock on my door, you're gonna be met with a gun.
The problem I'm having with this is now we actually know who actually decided to give him a diploma.
At least I fucking passed. I passed.
Shelton, at least he earned a diploma and wasn't given one because of being manufactured out of some factory.
Yeah, that's true.
Ooh.
Oh, well, hold on. I was lovingly made and designed by somebody. My creator.
Well,
now, Felton, were you ever inappropriately touched by your creator? Because I'm suspecting you may or may not have been.
Well, speaking possibly always.
Sean, they're looking for a link to that in the YouTube chat there.
Sometimes this stream goes haywire.
Put it in.
Felton comes around.
Yeah, no shit. What we're going to do now is switch gears here for a second. We're going to watch some Fox News because they are very trusted.
It again.
Definitely are not biased and definitely not, bought and paid for by elitists. Not at all. But Jonathan Turley is on Fox News, so we can at least listen to him. We're going to jump into that really quick. This is going to go back to the ABC, DEF, fuck you community.
Alphabet soup.
Yeah, the alphabet soup. Let's go to Fox News and see what Jonathan Turley has to say about this.
Somebody's yawning.
Here we go. Maybe, if it'll work. There we are. Sound, please. Where'd the bar go?
What has to say on this about President Biden's plan to wipe away $400 billion in student loan debt? Related cases are challenging the president's authority to forgive the loans, and there are several possible outcomes.
What we're going to do is jump through this a little bit.
A lot of questions still out there, and we're answering them right now as we await today's opinions. Shannon Bream is standing by as the constitutional law attorney and Fox News contributor. As Shannon just said,
okay, play. God, this thing is stupid.
A lot of people remember the cake designer case. And I think a lot of people would remember, oh, that got settled in favor of the guy. But as she said, it actually didn't answer all of the questions. So now that we have this ruling from the Supreme Court at 6-3, does this answer the questions? Does this give us finality on what the decision is at the Supreme Court?
It does. This is a momentous victory for free speech. I've been following this case since it was in front of the 10th Circuit. And the 10th Circuit gave a full-throated endorsement of the right of the Colorado Commission to force this website designer not only to take these contracts, but also to take down statements on her own website about her religious beliefs. Justice Gorsuch has said that that is all unconstitutional. I cannot express how important this case is for the First Amendment. For years, many of us have argued that the court was approaching these cases wrongly. In the Masterpiece Cake Shop case that you referred to, the court took an exit ramp and actually threw him back to this commission. And that guy languished there for years, trying to defend his religious rights. Many of us have argued that these cases should not be religion clause cases, but free speech cases. And what happened here is that the court could have considered both issues, but refused the religion clause claim and said that they were only going to look at free speech. And this is why, because Gorsuch is saying that we've always been clear, you can't coerce people to say things. And what is being done here is telling a website designer, you have to say things through your website designs that you believe are wrong. And Gorsuch is saying that's not allowed under the First Amendment.
Jonathan, go ahead and stand by for us.
Let's,
Want to send it back out
God, I hate how this works. Let me
at the Supreme Court. I
jump
understand,
through it a
Shannon,
little
you've
bit
got
more.
a dissenting opinion here. Go ahead.
There
Yeah, I'm going to read a little bit from Justice Sotomayor.
Much on that one, and we await the student loan decision as well. We'll let you continue to read through that. Get back to Jonathan Turley here. What about somebody watching this who would say, but that doesn't make sense because no matter what sort of gender or you claim you are or what your sexuality is, if you go into a grocery store and you want to buy something, you just go ahead and you buy it. And of course, they have to serve you. And if you could just explain the distinction of the free speech issue about the custom part of this cake or the website design, excuse me.
Right, that's a critical distinction in that these cases, Masterpiece Cake Shop as well as 303 Creative, do not change the public accommodation laws. You cannot be refused to go into stores and buy items that are pre-made, for example, based on your race or your status. In fact, in Masterpiece Cake Shop, the owner said, no, we don't discriminate against anyone. We don't make any inquiries. It's only when you ask me to make a cake that expresses the celebration of a same-sex marriage that it really confronts the religious views that I have, and I don't want to do that. So what the court is saying here is that with these types of creative products, it is speech. And for those of us in the free speech community, this is an amazing moment. This will go down as one of the most important free speech cases in the history of the court. It'll go down as one of the most important cases Gorsuch has ever handed down, in my view. It is a huge victory because it brings clarity to an area that was muddled and confused. The court is making a very strong statement in favor of free speech. I'm mystified by the dissent. You know, when Sotomayor came up for confirmation, I noted that she had a troubling free speech case as an appellate judge, but that hasn't been as pronounced until today. I mean, her dissent really gives very little weight to the free speech concerns raised by many of us about these issues. In my view, the reason it's a free speech case is because I would feel the same way about Nazis going into a bakery and asking a Jewish baker to produce an anti-Semitic cake, or to ask an African-American baker to produce a KKK cake. Various people have strong feelings that they don't want to be forced to express countervailing values. It doesn't mean they're right or they're wrong, but we have the ability to accommodate that. And what Gorsuch says, and it's a really beautifully written opinion, is he says we can accommodate that in this country, that we believe in pluralism, we believe in letting people have their own values. And so the distinction you drew is the most important of all. You must comply with public accommodation laws. This is a limitation of when you ask someone to do an expressive act in the form of a cake, a website, maybe a photographer.
So this is another 6-3 decision with the conservative majority. Yesterday, President Biden was very critical of the court in his decision. Here's some of what he had to say.
I strongly disagree with the court's decision. This is not a normal court. What I meant by that is it's done more
Well, this
to
is where he gets
unravel
up and walks
basic
away.
rights and basic decisions than any court in recent history.
You guys see him shit his pants in this interview here. If you watch this interview, you'd have to go back and check out this one specifically that's blurred here. Lady in blue here. He uncomfortably moves around and then he walks off the screen entirely.
Oh no.
He shit his pants again in the middle of an interview.
Oh, geez.
So the joke about him being an incontinent old fart is actually true.
Oh,
That's not the first time he's shit in front of the Pope, too.
I remember that one.
I wonder why I call him Sloppy Joe.
I've actually called him Sloppy Seconds.
All right. I have been having speaking of sloppy, I've been having a sloppy night. I'm sure you guys can feel it that are watching the show right now. I am sorry about that. This is, I was expecting a victory lap and instead the stream came and slapped me in the dick a few times. So it's been painful, but I think we finally got the lag sorted out. Looks a lot better. I can see everything looks good on my end. Now, we have some good news besides all of this. We have another topic, which I think we started to discuss, but this makes me very happy. Very, very happy. The Supreme Court had to rule that if you make stupid decisions, you get to pay for the consequences of those regarding wiping away $400 billion in student loan debt. That was struck down as well. We'll go over this really quick and then see Jonathan Turley's reaction to that as well. Okay, let's pop this article up here. This is the Associated Press, for the record, coming from newsbreak.com, which is how I keep up with a lot of this stuff. Newsbreak is actually pretty good at giving me a lot of articles, although a lot of them have a bias. So just keep that in mind if you use them. The Supreme Court rejects Biden's plans to wipe away $400 billion in student loan debt. Student borrowers and activists react bitterly to a sharply divided Supreme Court ruling that has effectively killed President Joe Biden's $400 billion plan to cancel or reduce federal student loan debts for millions of Americans. This happened today as well. Washington Associated Press, a sharply divided Supreme Court on Friday effectively killed President Joe Biden's $400 billion plan
$400
to cancel. Yeah, $400. That would be fine. $400 here. It's like a quarter of a cent off for one of you. Anyway, plan to cancel or reduce federal student loan debts for millions of Americans. But he declared the fight is not over. He already forgot. He doesn't have a clue. He's eating ice cream and shit in his pants somewhere.
You know the thing.
Yeah. The 6-3 decision, which is a big decision, by the way, with conservative justices in the majority, shocking, said the Biden administration overstepped its authority with the plan because he never had the authority to do it, and it left borrowers on the hook for repayments that are expected to resume in the fall. Well, yeah, and if you weren't paying your student loans, I got news for you. You fucked up. Same with the people who didn't pay rent during that moratorium. More shit that they shouldn't have been able to do. But they did, and some people lost their apartments over that shit in the end. Same thing here. Here's the bottom line. I and you watching right now, the taxpayer in this country, I'm assuming, even though there's no law to prove that you have to pay taxes, that voluntary, if you don't pay, is usually held at gunpoint, and they've got 87,000 new IRS agents to make sure you pay. But you, as the taxpayer in this country, probably don't want to foot the bill for $400 billion in a bunch of irresponsible fucking libtard morons that got a underwater fucking cunt hair weaving basket contest, diploma or degree, excuse me. I don't want to pay for it. You don't want to pay for it. I don't think anybody on this panel wants to pay for it. And that's what would have happened. It always comes out of our pocket, which is some bullshit. Anyway, the court held that the administration needed Congress's endorsement before undertaking so costly a program. The majority rejected arguments that a bipartisan 2003 law dealing with national emergencies known as the HEROES Act gave Biden the power he claimed. I'm going to stay on topic because I want to waffle about a lot of the stuff coming about the Biden family, but I won't get into it tonight. You guys can check out all the shit coming out about that. It's getting real fucking interesting. Biden, who once doubted his own authority to offer student loan forgiveness, said later Friday he would push ahead with a new debt relief plan while blaming Republican hypocrisy for the decision that wiped out his original effort. The president said he would work towards a new path for student debt relief using the Higher Education Act, which he called the best path that remains to provide as many borrowers possible with debt relief. Here's the thing, and then we'll jump back to the panel. If I go out and buy a bunch of brontosaurus figures for my display, and I run that up on, I don't know, Capital One, Discover, you take your pick. I run up $30K in brontosaurus debt. And then I reach out to well, let me pick somebody. Let me pick on somebody. I reach out to this cocksucker and I say, hey, I'm going to need you to pay off my Brontosaurus collection debt, like right now. We're just going to garnish your wages, and that's how it's going to be. You're going to pay for my Brontosaurus. How do you feel about that, Jimmy?
Well, this is going to be
Here it comes. Smurf my balls. And there it is. And that is how I'm sure everybody feels on this panel about this. Panel, back to you.
Something I would like to point out on this. Yeah, okay, it's great. They want to help out people who have gotten these big ass debts or to get degrees that don't give them any kind of payback. How many of the people who have actually done the right thing and paid their student loan debts were offered any kind of a refund or a rebate?
Tough shit.
I've paid off my student loans. Can I get my, that $25,000?
There's another part to this that I'm going to hit. Those people like myself who joined the military and who used one form or another of the GI Bill, are we going to get some of that money recouped from that GI Bill that we can use to further our education even more if we so choose? Because the GI Bill has some significant limitations on what kind of degrees you're allowed to pursue on that. Again, is that crickets I'm hearing? So, Biden, you want to forgive these people who are your primary supporter base their debts for getting degrees that they knew going in were not going to pay back in the long run? Yeah, you can go drink some X-Lax.
It's taxpayer funded. It's taxpayer funded vote buying.
Yeah,
yes. It is.
Yep,
it's exactly what it is.
You know what's funny is that the government created this problem unto themselves. You know, there's a reason why your parents or whatnot, or your grandparents, even if they did go to college, didn't have $100,000 worth of student bills, because the government wasn't in the business of providing student loans back in the day. It wasn't until the government got involved in student loans that all of a sudden the colleges were like, you know what, we need to raise our prices and we need to build these student halls that are, millions of dollars, and these stadiums that are millions of dollars, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So
indeed.
And it also doesn't help that to tie into that, Billy, it also doesn't help that a lot of the schools out there, especially the bigger ones, it's kind of like when you go to Walmart or a grocery store and you buy the brand name item instead of the cheaper generic version.
Great value, bitch.
I've got a degree in drafting and design from a local community college. I could, in theory, have gone to one of the bigger state colleges. Would have got the same level of education, would have been able to get the same type of jobs, but I would be in debt even with the GI Bill, having done that, because I'm paying for the brand name.
It would have cost you $80,000 more to do such a thing.
People forget very easily that this is a corporation. You're talking about leaving $400 billion on the table. They're not going to look away from that amount of money. And that's the same reason that the Dylan guy failed in Budweiser or Bud Light, because they are putting money and profit above everything else in a corporation. Do you think people are going to allow these folks to get the upper hand on what they're trying to achieve? And this is why I say these LGBT, these BLMs, these feminists, do you honestly think they're going to allow these people to get over on them all this power and all this money that they're trying to gain? They're being used as useful idiots. And they will be discarded once they are been used.
No longer useful.
Always.
when you give the squeaky wheel the lube that they think causes them saying, "Oh well, I'm the one that's pushing things forward and whatnot."
Squeaky lube pushing things forward.
You are a squeaky wheel.
Allegedly.
That if you failed, the system would still run somewhat. I'm not going to say it's going to run perfectly, but the squeaky wheel is getting the fucking, all the fucking lubrication and all this and that and all the attention, while everything behind that squeaky wheel that actually does run the fucking whole operation is failing.
Why am I on
see
the
it.
screen?
I see some stool pushing.
Yeah.
Anyway, gentlemen, for the sake of time, we are getting close to the end. But anybody else that wants to jump in really quick with a point before we carry on, please.
Just real quick, I wanted to harken back to something that Rhino was talking about. Did you guys see the hat that I was wearing before I put on the Mountie hat?
I totally spaced at this point.
Well,
it says makes taxation theft again.
Yes.
Nice.
Yep.
So you were talking about taxes going to that, and I felt like it kind of fit in with it.
That was good. It was very good. Well played. All right, Crusader, did you want to pop any of your links? I noticed you had some floating around backstage. Did you want to bring any of those up and talk about them, or do you want to carry on from there?
Well, we can bring in a few of those, and we will discuss a few other things. I dropped a few, I think 3 or 4 links in the private chat.
If you want to,
but before we bring those up, before we bring those up, let's just put it this way. In my younger professional years, I worked for a defense contractor. We received one PO per year. We had to guesstimate, their term, guesstimate, what would our PO value be by the end of the year based on previous years. Every other business we dealt with, let's say for every $100 we charged, ABC Corporation, whatever that may be. When we came to the U.S. federal government, we basically multiplied, Corporation A by 5 to 500. And when the end of the year came, when they paid out that PO, they didn't ask any questions. I was at the level to where I was actually watching what we were charging and what it actually cost us to run the business. Number one. So if you think they actually pay attention to what the government pays out, no, they don't.
They don't.
Right.
I am the guy that was literally in the position that actually watched this happen. That's point number one. Point number two, which brings in all the links that I shared privately in our StreamYards. Is anybody on the panel willing to take a wild guess what percentage of student loans is based on females versus males?
I'd say
I'll throw that out to the
75% of
panel.
them are owned by women.
80%.
Yeah.
I believe.
I think Jackal's got it.
Eric,
Damn close anyway.
Eric had put it in the chat, so I don't want to cheat.
Yeah.
No, you're absolutely correct, man.
Wait, more women take out loans than men?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
I know it's shocking, isn't it?
Wait, also women are more likely to vote Democrat, so
yes.
And then they get a man to pay off their loans.
Yeah, in another stream we could cover that. That is a red-pilled topic, but government wanted to play daddy and found how to keep the women voting for them. Anyway, Crusader, back to you.
But if you look at that, and if you look at political pandering to one percentage of the population over another, statistically speaking, if you look at it, about 66% of the female population votes left of center, while the rest of it votes right of center. Can anybody guess, if the government's trying to buy votes or trying to alleviate financial burdens from a certain percentage of the population, with understanding that 51% of the American population is female. Is there a coincidence there, or is it just me?
There's no such thing as coincidence.
Nope.
Not in my world.
Yeah. All right. On that note, we'll get back to Jonathan Turley here really quick and check out what he has to say about the student loan forgiveness. Now, let me present that on screen. I like Jonathan Turley. I don't care what you all say. I think he's all right.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Here we go. Fox can suck a dick, but Jonathan Turley's all right.
Suck a dick.
I heard he likes cougars.
Probably. Unmute.
Student loan?
Okay, we actually have two. So we're trying to parse through this. The first case dealt with the individual borrowers. And what the court decided unanimously, Justice Alito wrote this, is that they don't have standing. So the case of the individual borrowers, they don't have standing, meaning they don't go anywhere on the merits of the case. But we're now getting in the second case. This is written, I believe, by the Chief Justice John Roberts, saying that the group of states who sued, it appears that they do have standing. So with that in mind, we now need to get to the guts of the case. It's 6-3. We know the chief is writing for the majority and Justice Kagan is dissenting along with Justice Sotomayor and Jackson, which gives us a hit. Now, what they decide on the merits, we are still reading, and the hard copies are coming my way. But again, one of the cases has to be fought on standing. The other one does get to the merits. By the dissent, and that's what I learned long ago, is that you look at this. Here we go. It says the court agrees with the states. This group of states. Here's Jack. Thank you, Jack. Okay. That the HEROES Act, that's what the Biden administration had used to justify forgiving part of the student loans. It doesn't authorize the debt forgiveness plan. So let me get here and make sure that I've got the right one. That one does not count. So again, it looks like this is written by the Chief Justice, and it looks like another 6-3. Yes, Chief Justice Roberts, Thomas Alito, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Barrett join him. Justice Barrett files a concurring opinion. Justice Kagan files the dissenting opinion. Sotomayor and Jackson write. Okay, this is the conclusion of what the court says. It's become a disturbing feature of some recent opinions to criticize the decisions for which they disagree as going beyond the proper role of the judiciary, because a lot of people didn't think they should take this case. Today, we have concluded that Missouri is a proper case to this. They've gone through the traditional tools of decision-making analysis. Reasonable minds can disagree. And they say it's important that the public not be misled by some of what they're hearing about the court, which is interesting because there's been so much said about the court. It says the HEROES Act provides no authorization for the secretary. Remember, this is Secretary of Education's plan, even when examined using the ordinary tools of statutory interpretation, let alone clear congressional authority for such a program. So first blush of this reading sounds like the student loan debt forgiveness plan is gone. It is not going to move forward in a 6-3 ruling.
So the Supreme Court has struck down President Biden's student loan forgiveness program, on which he tried to use the HEROES Act. And the court is saying in a 6-3 decision that is not going to be allowed. So there are millions of borrowers, 26 million, who had applied for this program, who are finding out today that that is not going to be something that...
Let me translate that really quick. We'll get back.
Where's the
hang on, Jimmy. 26 million fucktards thought they were going to get a free pass on their stupid decisions. Well, Jimmy probably does this way better than I would, but fuck you. Pay your bills. That's what I have to say about that. All right, Jimmy. Oh, yeah, I've got the fist. I've got the fucking... They haven't used that in a while. Jimmy, do you want to give them a big fuck you for thinking they're going to get free money?
I was actually going to say with the... I was going to go with the Nelson from The Simpsons. Ha ha! But then again, let's do fuck you, I was right. Fuck you, I was right. Fuck you.
Oh yes, razor fist.
Nice razor fist. Nice.
Do a big shout out to Razor Fist, but
yes, yeah. And we've been neglecting the wooden fist, the new and improved wooden fist, which hasn't been polished to my liking, and we'll get there.
The unstained
the one that hasn't been tainted by the taint.
Wait. I have a lot of experience with fists, just FYI.
That's beautiful fist.
Moving on.
Moving
that they will be able to take advantage of. And Shannon, what's interesting is that leading up to this over the last few years, former Speaker Nancy Pelosi, even President Biden himself, said, we don't have the legal authority to do this. This would not be constitutional.
Yeah.
And yet they did it anyway.
Pelosi gets quoted in the Supreme Court decision, which I found hilarious.
Well, it seems to be the modus operandi.
The way.
Oh, go ahead, Sean.
No, it seems to be the Biden administration's modus operandi. If Congress says he can't do it, he does it by executive order. Supreme Court says he doesn't do it, or it's not going to be allowed. He goes, I'm going to fucking do it anyways. And then it gets struck down. But like this one, this is like a campaign stunt. This is, I am going to, I'm going to appeal to my base, do this forgiveness to buy votes. And when it inevitably fails, because they knew it was going to fail, then it's okay. Now we have a new talking point to go up against Republicans.
Nice pussy, Sean.
MAGA.
I almost said that too.
Yeah, she's whining. What do you want?
You're not giving your pussy enough attention.
Now that I derailed this discussion, so Pelosi was quoted in saying that the president never had the authority and doesn't have the authority to do this, and that was quoted in the Supreme Court decision, which I find ironically hilarious. Anyway, let's finish up this video really quick.
I find it ironic that I'm agreeing with Nancy Pelosi on that one.
For once, yeah. Like the only time I agree with her. Let's get back into this video. Finish it
Wait
up.
for them to get to a decision so that they can say to the people agitating from their left that this is not constitutional, so therefore we can't do it. Let's find another way, perhaps economic growth, maybe tax cuts or something to help people who are having a hard time paying their loans.
Maybe no.
Well, and this is going to be another, now that the president is officially on this reelection campaign, this is going to be another argument that he uses saying, I tried to get you those student loan forgiveness, debt forgiveness plans done, but the quote, MAGA court, which is what the left has been calling them this week. They weren't the first part of the week when they liked the decision, but they're calling that now because they didn't like yesterday's decision. They're not going to like this one. He's going to say it was the Supreme Court stacked full of Trump appointees who kept me from giving you the student loan debt forgiveness. You got to imagine that's what's being crafted in their speech, and that's what they'll say. The court says this, the basic and consequential trade-offs inherent in a mass debt cancellation program are ones that Congress would likely have intended for itself. So they're saying the Secretary of Education to point to any kind of clear congressional authorization just isn't accurate. They didn't have the power to do this. The court often says we don't want to get involved in things that we thought that Congress was actually the ones to do, including billions of dollars of student loan debt cancellation. The dissent here, again, written by Justice Kagan, joined by Justices Sotomayor and Jackson, says this, the secretary did no more, meaning the education secretary, and wipe these out under the HEROES Act, did no more than use lawfully delegated authority. So they clearly see this differently. The dissent believes that there was authority for the secretary to do this. 6-3, the majority says no dice. And that student loan program, which, by the way, was voted down by the House and Senate just weeks ago, goes away officially.
And Shannon, Sam, a major breaking news right there, going to affect millions of people who potentially thought they were going to get up to $20,000 in forgiven student loans.
Fuck 'em.
Shannon, stand by, keep reading through that. We're going to bring in
It's
Jonathan.
literally going to affect nobody.
You heard Shannon mention that they decided they can't use the HEROES Act for this.
This is the part that we've been waiting
HEROES
for.
Act was post 9/11. It allowed the federal government to make changes to student loans or loans as a result of a national emergency. In this case, they were using COVID-19 as the national emergency, but that emergency is now over, so there was essentially no standing to use the HEROES Act. Am I understanding that correctly, Jonathan?
Yeah, this is a huge defeat for the Biden administration, politically and legally. It is only the latest such defeat and where the president has overreached on his authority. Previously, the president argued that he could use the CDC as the basis for the eviction moratorium during the pandemic, even though many of us said that he clearly lacked that authority. He went ahead and did it anyway. In fact, he admitted that by the time the courts might strike down his efforts, he could get a lot of money out the door. Well, that's a level of contempt that does not sit well with the courts. In this case, you had the HEROES Act, which is just a few pages long, was clearly designed to help people who were serving abroad in military conflicts so that they didn't have to worry about their college tuition payments. The use of the HEROES Act for this massive loan forgiveness program was absurd.
Good to see you, Rusty Rivers.
Obscene. I mean, it was clear that they could not get this through Congress, and that they decided to come up with this novel theory to circumvent Congress. What was really unbelievable to watch is that the Democrats applauded him for that. He essentially made Congress a functional non-entity, and half of Congress gave him a standing ovation.
Yep, Jonathan, indeed.
There you go. So, panel, your thoughts?
Basically, what has been going on for the past 3 years, if you have not been paying attention, which you really should. Basically, everything that has been going on, even during the Trump ages, we can, we'll dip the toes into that. Compare that to what has been going on in China. The Soviet Union during during their whole debacle and whatnot. Basically, to make this short stack, 2 or 3 shorts.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Waffle Meister.
It's communism. It's base and point. It's all communism, but it is communism under a greater umbrella of a one global economy, or what is it? What the fuck is the word? The WEF. They're all about it and all that other shit. The one
New World
global
Order?
There you go. New World Order. The one global political spectrum, or whatever the fuck they want to call it. I really don't fucking care. It's all communism under in all that stances. My advice to fight against that is to grow your own food, protect your land, have many long distance hole punchers with a assortment of freedom seeds, as you will, because they all have their own purpose.
Freedom pills? Weren't they freedom pills?
No, they're seeds now.
They're seeds. They're seeds because you put them into a certain object. You just leave that certain object there. It's fertilizer.
Jimmy, will we be having a Waffle World episode tomorrow without fail? You failed me for the last time, Jimmy.
Execute Order 66.
I took a sabbatical just to help clear my mind and to laser focus on what my channel wants to do. But yes, there will be a meme stream tomorrow night. So I will be sharing my own memes that I have saved on the multiple platforms that I'm on. If you guys are wanting to share your own memes or the ones that you have come across that I haven't seen, join us.
Most excellent.
So once again,
now
I
want to point. Well, hang on, Billy, 2 seconds. One thing really quick. If you want to join in the fun, email me at redpillrhino@hotmail.com and ask me in the subject line for a link to join Gilded if you're watching right now. Jimmy's Waffle World is there. We've got Billy's butts and stuff. I can't remember what the name of it is. We've got Jackal's stuff over there.
Oh, geez.
Boobs and butts. Boobs and
We
butts
have-
for Billy.
we
all
have
sorts of stuff
everything-
over there. Yeah,
we have everything
Crusaders
from-
Research Facility. It's all there.
Somehow,
It's all there.
somehow I have a thing there.
Felton has a thing
Yeah,
there.
Felton has a thing there.
Everybody has a thing there. But here's the thing: the only way you can see other people's things is if you join us
Well, I
on
was about to say,
Gilded.
neither do I, but that's okay.
So, if you'd like to join us on
Disregard my
Gilded,
shit because it's
email
terrible.
me at redpillrhino@hotmail.com, and in the subject line, put something about "I want to join Gilded You faggot." Okay, do that, and I will make sure
Faggot.
to add you into the community.
Once again,
Yes, it's Hotmail, Mr. E. Go fuck yourself. I'm cheap.
once
All right.
again,
He likes those hot males.
That's right.
once again, it was
As long as they're Bronco
way-
males.
It was once again way too big a pile of money to just let go in student loan forgiveness.
Oh, yeah.
It was a strategy, gentlemen. It was a strategy to get more talking points and poke the right side. It's nothing more than a political strategy.
Let me.
Hang on, I'm going to
See
jump
if
over to
I-
Billy here. Billy has been waiting patiently the entire
Well-
stream for at least 3 weeks now. He never gets
Yes.
a chance to speak, so shut the fuck up.
Well, there's something that was bothering me. Can you just pull up that Fox video you were showing?
God damn it! Why do you
Don't
always
tell me
wait
you
until
shut
I
it again.
closed it?
Jesus Christmas!
God damn it, Rhino.
Damn
I
it,
close them when
Rhino.
I'm done with them. God damn it!
Rhino.
I'm going to open up Gilded. What did you want to point out?
Well, it helps to have the video up because I want to ask an opinion. We'll wait for the video to come up. You can
All right,
jump to
back to
somebody
the-
else.
Back to the panel. I got to go do my homework because this fucking guy, this fucking guy,
So
Well, that's
let
because
me-
somebody decided to waffle way too long.
fucking Jimmy.
Someone who shall remain nameless.
I don't
Fucking
know who
Jimmy.
the fuck that is. But going back to the
It wasn't Tommy.
going back to the
Speaking of
the
waffling,
short stack, minimum of 3 to 5 minutes here.
Oh
According
God
to-
damn it! We don't have time for 3 to 5 minute waffles. I got to find this article fast.
According to Travis_in_Flint on Twitter, he says, shocking, China has invested billions into U.S. universities, shocker, and would gain financially from a student debt payoff because it would allow more students to borrow to pay the universities. China has such deep influence that one student at Purdue University who posted opposition to the communism and had his parents threatened by the CCP and forced to cancel an event to commemorate Tiananmen Square. Is this the real
yeah, I
reason
can't do
why Biden is trying to cancel student debt? Well, we all know that Biden does like to bend over and bite the ball gag while he takes the egg roll
Jimmy.
up his
Jimmy,
Okay.
we're done with your
What?
metaphors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zip through
Eh,
that
well,
video just a little bit more.
All right, go fuck yourself. I'm muting myself.
Zippity doo dah, zippity motherfucking day. All right,
Fast forward a little bit.
just for you, Billy. I do all this hard
Well,
work
this
for
is
you,
this is
even though
going
I've
to be an
got like a
important
20-second delay.
conversation because
Here's
this
what we're
is
gonna
like
do.
bothering me.
Here's what we're gonna do. No, here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna move you. Whoever's trying to enter the studio, you have to fucking wait because we're full. All right, Billy. The floor is yours.
Just move it a little
Maybe
bit more.
if it'll fucking change screens. Jesus Christ.
Holy
Okay,
shit.
there you are.
Can we
It's
upgrade
lagging.
Rhino's
What do you
stuff?
want? Anyway,
Let's upgrade Rhino sometime.
it is upgraded. Stop trying to join the goddamn stream. We don't have room for you right now.
Just go a little more forward, please. You're totally killing the groove here.
Oh no.
Totally killing the groove.
I think that's a Billy thing and not a Rhino thing.
Okay, stop. Okay, stop.
Stop.
Okay.
Pausing.
Dana Perino, is that her name? Right, the one.
I don't know.
All the way.
She's
That one, yes, that
on
one.
the left, on the right, the other right.
In the black.
Yes.
You think she's
Yeah. Okay.
Is that what? We just spent all that time just for that fucking question.
No, seriously. Like, do you think she's good at it, or do you think like she's just like
Billy?
Probably.
Billy, she is the throat goat.
She's probably pretty good at it. Yeah.
Look at the veins in her throat.
I thought that,
like she comes off as like so cold.
I thought this was going to be like an in-depth conversation.
It is.
It is.
In-depth conversation.
The most important conversation we're gonna have tonight.
Billy,
That's probably true.
So you want to know? You want to know if
what?
she can suck fucking chrome off an old Ford, right? Is that what you're trying to
or
get
do you
at?
think she just
Suck
Not her. You're not so much into her. You're not about her. She dresses more like you though. A lot of yellow. She might be your soulmate.
Okay.
I'm thinking. They look related.
This one's like an easy one, right? But the blonde, the
Okay, this one's
Dana-
easy. You
Dana
want
The one in
You
the
want Dana
April
sucking
O'Neil
fuck.
suit.
Yeah, but
no, April O'Neil is the one he doesn't have an interest in, even though it's definitely a soulmate.
Well, that's a black girl now, so who cares?
Yeah.
Ah!
The question
God
is,
damn it.
like this Dana chick comes off as so cold, right? Like, do you think she just lays there like a starfish, or do you think like she takes the
Billy,
in every single
Billy's just covering the real issues here. We don't care about Biden's thing or the Supreme Court. Does she suck good dick? Does she suck good dick is what we care about.
No, I'm picking up what Billy is putting down.
Billy, are you lonely? Is like, do you need some?
He clearly has a bunch of Barbie dolls. We know that much.
Yeah.
Oh.
I will say this though.
I'm putting it to the
gonna-
chat
I'm
in the
going
panel.
to agree with Billy. The chick in the black is the kind of chick that says, "Don't come in my mouth." So you just push her face down a
Bullshit.
little bit further.
Bullshit.
So you come down her throat.
She's
I
also
don't agree.
she's also like in a navy blue. Just FYI.
No. You guys are all wrong. She,
Black.
look. She's an alcoholic when she's not on air, and
Oh, yeah,
she
duh.
does all the freaky shit
Bro.
for sure.
Hey man,
For sure.
Hey, don't.
She
It
got
was
to
your
this
Fox.
level
Of
of
course
journalism
she's
by
an
sucking
alcoholic.
off every journalist in the newsroom. You already know
So
that.
like Kamala Harris.
How
That
do you
guy
think
in the
I
middle?
know that she doesn't like the taste of cum? So she just pushes her face a little bit further
Fuck.
down, so it goes
Jesus sake.
past her
Christ.
taste buds.
Higher education is what you're getting in the Red Pill Rhino stream tonight. Higher
Well,
education for sure.
we know
By
for
the
a
way,
fact that he graduated.
Look,
All right, so
I
let's
just want
take-
you to
High
know.
school.
Let's take a
I
vote.
just want you to know. A vote. Hang on. Fuck your vote.
No, I want to see. I'm curious. Like,
Takes it
do
in the
you think
butt.
she's good at sucking cock, or you think she's
Probably, yeah. I'll give it a
Won't
yay.
even touch
Yay
it.
for
Good.
fucking-
Ah!
Yeah, she takes it in the ass.
Wait. We
Hey,
haven't had this on
Belton,
our stream.
What?
Uh,
Why are you
everybody
wearing
shh,
a mouth? Sorry.
Wait, what?
we
What's
have
going
to,
on?
we have to have a serenade from Outlaw
Wait, what's
about
going
the
on?
journalist specifically.
Red Pill Rhino karaoke.
Oh,
Yeah, karaoke, so to speak.
yeah.
Why are you blue?
Curious George's mom in the.
Oh shit! That's the wrong button.
Wow.
Try this again. Sing
God
your
damn it.
ballad, sir. Sing your ballad.
No. Why do I have to? You.
I can
Do
try.
it. Yeah, you could do a duet.
Sure thing.
You can do it.
Who am I singing?
You can
with?
do it.
She
singing about the
sucks
journalist.
A lot of cock. Making up things about sucking cock.
Terrible.
That's how I can. No, I'm not doing this.
Outlaw, you were way better at this.
Mom takes it in the ass. Yeah.
Why do you sound like Creed?
What?
Scott Stapp over here.
I have no idea.
God damn it. All right,
she
Billy,
takes
you're
it
getting
in
put
the
back
air.
wherever you go. We'll put you over here with Outlaw. There. And I got to move back over here.
knows that's the only
Everything's
way she
been
pass
corrected. Let's turn the
class.
camera
As long
back.
as I get a window seat, I'm good.
You got a window seat. You're
God
fine.
damn it.
All right.
I hate all of you.
Speaking of window
France
seat.
is on fire. Let's look at that. Let's look at a little
Right
bit.
the first time.
France is on fire. Good
They
times.
will surrender on Monday.
They've already surrendered. They're France.
Yeah, it's this is
True that.
4 days now, and their stunning and brave leader Macron.
Is it an Elton John concert? Let's be honest. He's at an Elton John concert.
He was at an Elton John concert, and
Not
I
joking.
can guarantee you he was probably at the after party there. Let's just say skiing.
Sucking.
Not more than one more skiing in more than one way.
Sorry. Just a reenactment.
Is that a hairball?
No. That was there's hot dogs.
Full on sucking dicks?
That was a cock ball.
All right, let's get into the news, shall we? Jimmy, fuck right off for a moment. We're going to get into the news here.
Okay.
So in all
sorry.
seriousness,
I'm gonna
need
mute you.
a little bit of context here. So
Yeah,
what
mute.
is the backstory?
The backstory to what? Oh, I can tell you the
What's going
backstory to
on?
France. Yeah,
Okay,
no,
yeah.
there's a backstory. This is what happens when you have open borders. Apparently, there was a 17-year-old that was shot by police. I think that's what started some of this bullshit. But the burning and looting, these are all fucking military-age men that came from elsewhere. Well, allegedly. Sounds familiar.
Algeria.
Like something. Sounds like something the United States is testing currently. But let's go ahead and look at this. France, this is, by the way, this is the end of the stream. We've reached the end. So we're showing on Freedom Weekend, we're showing the destruction of another country that had open borders. Think about that this 4th of July. All right. France will deploy 40,000 officers to crack down on riots after deadly police shooting. Let's look at this footage, shall we? Enhance. This looks like Call of Duty, except it's real. Those are fireworks. That's festive. I like America. Here comes the Call of Duty stuff. This is totally normal. Nothing to see here.
This is Seattle on a Saturday night.
I was just about to say
Yeah.
this is also Portland on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
And they're retaliating over foreigners coming into the country.
No,
No.
this
The
is-
foreigners are the ones burning down their country.
Oh.
Mhm. Much like Seattle and Portland.
Yes.
Yes.
We
I
don't
was
count
muted.
San Francisco because they're just a bunch of freaks.
The backstory of what the I don't know why the fuck this is going on is because a North African French citizen who had his driver's license suspended, who was driving erratically, was pulled over, tried to drive over a French cop. Let's just say he took 5 or 6 I'm not going to say freedom seeds because this is Europe, but he took 5 or 6 to the chest, and he did
Hang on,
forever
Jimmy.
sleep.
Jimmy, here's a
One
way
at a
you can
time.
say this. Here's a way you can say this easily and effectively. He took 5 or 6 9-milligram lead injections, heated up to 500 degrees Celsius.
Yeah.
Why don't we just be clear about this? He got shot.
Yeah. Rhino, I did share in the well, let's just
Sharing
say
is caring.
I did share it. So this is what is going on
I'm watching it right now, Jimmy.
Yeah.
Send us more videos of France, Jimmy. We want to see more buildings on fire, more looting of grocery stores. That's what I'm into. That's how we're going to finish the stream. The fireworks were nice,
Chicago.
though. For 4th of July,
But
of
I
course,
did-
not for France.
Well, I did.
Fire, but mostly peaceful protests.
Yeah.
It's mostly peaceful. I see it being very peaceful here right now. Look, they're like skipping. Skip to my loo and shit. It's all
They're
good.
skipping down the
Everything's
street.
fine.
Well, that's
they're
actually
happy.
just the French march.
What it is?
Oh, look.
yeah.
We're doing the
Destroy
bull
their
run.
flag, though.
Did the bugle horn go charge?
Yes. Jimmy, send us more footage. I want to see more footage, Jimmy. That's what I'm interested in. More cock.
Hang on.
She
you
loves
got
the
bring up the
Not yet. Not yet. I want that OnlyFans access footage of France right now, Jimmy.
There's
Give
going to
me
be a
that.
lot of upset
Oh, no.
auto insurance companies. Tomorrow.
OnlyFans exclusive footage of France. That's what I'm
no,
looking
not
for.
the Peugeot
no.
sports car. Anything but the Peugeot sports car.
What about only brontosauruses?
We're not looking for that. We're looking for France.
I don't think
Fuck
they
your
care
Bronto.
about Bronto
Fuck your
lives.
Brontosaurus.
Oh, okay.
But Rhino, if you could bring up the Google Translate.
We're still watching this, you son of a bitch. It's not over yet. Look, we still got a few seconds left. Hold your fucking horses.
The invaders came into France and destroyed the Peugeot
fucking
sports
hang
cars,
on.
along with the Citroens, the Renaults, and all the other military
hang on,
police
hang on.
cars.
We have to.
No, we're gonna let him narrate. I'm gonna let this happen. Outlaw, back to you.
We have to.
Go ahead, Mando. Go ahead.
We have to ask this
Damn it.
question simply because one of our favorite red pill grifters is over in Europe at this point in time. Did they burn
Cuck
any
Murphy?
Bugattis?
Oh, you really don't like him, do you?
Oh,
You
I'd
really
I'd
don't
like
like-
to see that man stuck into one
Oh.
of those buildings and left there while it's on fire.
Mando's got like an
Allegedly.
anti-hard on
Allegedly.
for Mr. Tate there. He does not like him at all. There you go.
Oh,
So, Jimmy, did you get any more footage of France burning to the ground for us? That's what I'm looking for, the juicy shit. Got any more of that? You got any more of that good shit? And if
No,
so, where'd
you
you post it? Because I don't
fucking
see shit.
Wait,
I have it in the fucking.
I don't see anything.
I have it shared.
Not here. Where? Oh, on the stream. Hang on, I thought it's
so we're
Guild or
trusting
something.
Jimmy for stuff now.
Yeah.
I don't know if we
This-
should. Let's.
Hang on.
Now we're
This-
just seeing our.
Whoa! What the fuck was that?
Is this French?
This is what.
Are we
Yes,
getting, are we
this is
getting
what-
French lessons today?
The summer of love.
I demanded footage.
AKA.
This is not footage.
L'été de l'amour.
Shut up and listen. This is what's going on. This is what's
Learn
going
to
on.
read, bitch.
Ah!
Or learn to listen. Just listen for a second. Just a second.
This is a Rhino stream. None of us listen.
Hang on.
I'm gonna mute all
Shut
you
up.
bitches in a minute. Billy's got
This
some
is
stuff
what-
too. I want to see what Billy
This is
has.
what is going on in France right now. And in,
Summer of
in
Love.
honor of the Frugs over there, this is in your language.
Was that it?
There you go.
All right. On that note, I asked for more footage. Damn it! And this is what I get: the French version of Summer of Love. Got it.
Hey, Rhino,
Here's the
probably
thing.
good
Here's
that
what's
you
really
did
going
get more
on.
Footage from Jimmy.
2 seconds. What's really going on is what happens when you leave your borders open. Let this be a lesson to you American cunts, myself included.
Oh, if only I had the videos, Rhino.
Are we talking about your Orn Pain
what?
days? Like, is this
There
your
was
fapping
a-
videos we're talking about?
There was a video
From the cornfield.
recently revealed today
Waffles
of a
incoming.
CBP officer that was cutting the razor wire that was set up to allow the illegals into the country. So,
I saw that one.
I'm not going
Brontosaurus
to
neck can reach
say
up to
what
reach
I
30
think
feet long.
should happen to said CBP agent, as well as the people that he allowed into the country, because we are still on YouTube.
Remember, you can find Jimmy on Jimmy's Waffle World on YouTube. Are you in MGTOW Rumble now as well? Yeah.
MGTOW.tv, Rumble, we're still working on that because I still need to get the followers on that.
If you'd like to hear more of his forever long waffling, join him tomorrow night for sure at 7 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, where he will waffle on about memes. In the meantime, Billy, what do you got here?
Well, I asked Microsoft Bing because Google sucks if Dana Perino sucks cock, and apparently there's images of Dana Perino sucking cock on the internet. So I just thought I'd update you with that.
Billy, you're right. You're right. Bing is my favorite way to Google things.
Yes. So apparently, yes.
Thank you,
There's
Billy.
pictures of her sucking cock. Whether or not it's real or not, I can't tell you. It is the internet.
Thank you for that, Billy. Thank you for
You're
the update.
welcome. I'm glad I could update you with that.
Thanks,
On
Billy.
that note,
No problem.
That's great.
why the fuck are we still here?
About material.
You know, it's sad that you guys had to wait until the very end of the stream for the fuckery to commence, because the first half was pretty serious and all that jazz. But thank you for sticking through to the end, to where the hard questions were answered, or were they soft? Viagra.
Hey, wait a minute. Wait a minute, Rhino. You asked us to do that, so fuck you.
I did. And then
So who's the
everything
waffler
lagged.
now?
Everything lagged, and I got pissed off. And now, I'm glad that we're waffling and carrying on about who sucks the best dick, because that's what really matters.
Put on your big boy pants, Rhino. Come on.
Listen. We've got one more
Embrace the
article.
waffle, Rhino.
Fuck your waffles.
Embrace
Pancakes
the
on here.
waffle.
We don't do waffles. How do we get rid of this guy?
Brontosaurus neck can reach 40 feet long.
One more article. Fuck. I'm not gonna make it.
All right, come on.
No, you're not.
You can do it.
We're almost there.
Hold on.
It's the last day of Jurassic June, goddammit. The Brontosaurus goes back into hibernation after this. Billy wants to talk. Billy, what do you want?
Father Saunders has been waiting patiently to jump in. Does anybody want to jump off to let him in?
I think he wants to come in the after party, doesn't he?
No, he says he wants in now.
Well, that could mean like another 5 hours of streaming.
You know what? Just to save everybody the problems and the waffles, I will do what I need to do. I will jump off the stream just so Father Sanders can come in.
Thank God.
And hey, go fuck yourself, Felton. you already have one thing up your ass. Go shove something else up there, you fucking muppet.
That's a derogatory term.
Yeah, go fuck yourself, you fucking muppet.
No one cares for a bag. Just shut up.
No one cares. I'm arguing with a fucking sock with fur on it. But you know what? If I have to sacrifice my waffles, my short stacks,
We're gonna wrap up the stream anyway.
Someone doesn't like it. I'm not pointing.
We are wrapping up the stream. There's no point in forfeiting your position. We will have the after party, and some of these guys are going to head to bed anyway, so there'll be room. Let's get into this last article, though.
I do want to say one thing right now.
No, absolutely
At least here in the Central Time Zone, Jurassic June ended 7 minutes ago.
Ah!
Yeah.
But Bronto's live still.
You will celebrate my people all year long.
No. Pride Month is over, Outlaw.
There was no pride in the Bronto's demise.
The Brontosaurus. we'll wait until next year to
Suddenly laid his
reemerge.
long neck down in shame.
Okay, as you can see, I try to run a show here. I don't know why anymore. Just top NIH official advised COVID scientist. Yes, I said the word on YouTube. That
Holy
he uses personal email to avoid FOIA, Freedom of Information Act. For those of you that don't know, David Morans, a high-ranking official at the National Institutes of Health, told prominent scientists discussing COVID's origins that he would delete emails. Anthony Fauci at the National Institute of Health admitted that he used a personal email account in an apparent effort to evade the strictures of the Freedom of Information Act, according to records obtained by congressional investigators probing the origin of COVID-19. Excuse me. The official also expressed his intention to delete emails in order to avoid media scrutiny. I can't do his voice, and I really fucking hate hearing it in my head anyway. But as you know, I always try to communicate on Gmail because my NIH is FOIA'd constantly, wrote David M. Morans, a high-ranking NIH official, in September 2021 email. One series of email exchanges that included many leading scientists involved in the bitter COVID origin debate. Stuff sent to my Gmail gets to my phone, he added, but not my NIH computer. What a lovely piece of shit you got here. After noting that his Gmail account had been hacked, however, he wrote the group to say he might have to use his NIH email account to communicate with them instead. Don't worry, he wrote. Just send to any of my addresses, and I will delete anything I don't want to see in New York Times. Like the truth. All right. Wonderful. Morans is a 25-year veteran of the NIH who serves as a senior scientific advisor to the director of National Institute of Allergy and Infectious Diseases, a position held by Fauci until his retirement late last year. Other scientists on the email exchanges include Peter Daszak of EcoHealth Alliance, Robert Gary of Tulane University, Edward Holmes of the University of Sydney in Australia, Christian Anderson of Scripps Research, and Angela Rasmussen, who works at the Vaccine and Infectious Disease Organization in Canada. They have all been outspoken proponents of the natural origin theory of COVID's emergence. Jason Gale, a journalist at Bloomberg, also participated in the email exchanges, which were first obtained by investigators from the Republican-led Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic. The email Morans wrote concerning FOIA, which was sent from his Gmail account, contradicted a footer under a signature line, important for U.S. government-related email. It said, please also reply to my NIAID address. Morans did not immediately respond to requests for comment. Yeah, I'm sure he's fucking shitting his pants right now. Scott Amy, the general counsel at Nonpartisan Project on Government Oversight, said that the conduct described in Morans' email could potentially violate agency regulations, including Department of Health and Human Services email records management policy, and potentially a civil and criminal record retention laws. There you go. So, gentlemen, back to you, and we will close it on that lovely fucking note.
If that wasn't a higher official, like some regular worker at NIH, they would have already been shit-canned.
Mm-hmm.
True.
There are privates in the military who would have been booted out of service over shit like that.
Yeah, because for official use only does not mean use with public infrastructure. It means use official channels. So even if it's unclassified, or when I was in military and government, it was always, if it's business, you use business communication because it's official. And the emails are saying he is obviously evading for some reason. That is one of those that I want to see this guy brought up to Congress and have Gates, Hawley just rip the shit out of him.
No, he doesn't need to go to Congress for this.
Because nothing will be done at Congress.
He needs to go in front of a judge where he gets put under oath, and if he says anything other than what we already have on record, he gets charged with perjury and goes to jail.
Prison, not jail. Prison.
I personally am sick of every one of these a-holes, and I'm about to go Jimmy here for just a second, so forgive me. I am so sick of these mother fornicators thinking they're above the goddamn law, thinking they can get away with doing whatever they fucking want, thinking they can pull a Hillary Clinton or whatever you want to call it and never get held accountable. Can anybody here tell me the last government official who foobarred as badly as these dickless morons have and got hung out to dry over it and got real repercussions?
Well, it sure as hell wasn't Nixon.
Right.
Yeah.
Might have been JFK because he got his head blown off.
But no, in the modern era, we have, or since at least the 1950s, we have not had a single government official who has screwed up this badly who has actually been held accountable. They're either allowed to retire and ride off into the sunset to live out their retirement years without people harassing them, or they just move somewhere where they're not under the press.
Well, if everything can be believed, if everything could be believed in the Donald Trump, what is it? The evidence that is against Donald Trump in his classified info case, because some of that is actually privileged attorney information. So his attorneys have turned state's witness.
Yep.
If it is exactly true the way that they have depicted it, he would be the first one held accountable. Granted, I think it's all still bullshit, but it does sound like he bumbled and fumbled classified information.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, especially with saying the things like, okay, like they are talking about, what is it? Iran plans, which could have come from the leaked audio tape, which was already
I was going to ask about the audio
as,
tape. Yeah.
Yeah, well, it was already debunked because it was Trump showing articles from the New York Post about the invasion plans of Iran. And that's when he goes, I should have declassified this when I had the chance. So, like I said, if he does get held accountable, he'd be the first one, and God knows how long for an actual serious thing. But in reality, he didn't do anything wrong, at least on that part. But we got to see what comes of it throughout the trial and everything else like that when it starts to become more public. But I think it's a federal trial, so there won't be any cameras allowed, and they may be able to censor the entire trial. So none of us on the public side would be able to get to hear except what is.
If it's a federal thing, if it's a federal thing, there's not going to be any. If it's a federal thing, there's not going to be any cameras there at all.
Yeah, but they may not be able to get the recorders' records because it may be censored.
I think they're actually required to release those.
Well, yeah, they do get the recorders' records, but there's no cameras in there. So, like, people can sit in there and report on it, but there just can't be any cameras, period.
Yeah. And I'm not saying any of that to bash Trump. I thought his presidency had some of the best times. Right after, we just got out of recession, we started, like, going back into a possible golden age. But yeah, no, I think he may have bumbled and fumbled some of it to the point where anybody who's human bumbles and fumbles something. But to the extent of persecuting him, where Hillary Clinton actually maliciously destroyed classified information, she had people use special software to literally wipe her server. and actually smashed their office phones with hammers.
Technically speaking, she didn't do any of that. It was her slaves that did.
Irrelevant.
Yeah, well,
I know.
We
That's why I
all
use
know
the
if
term
Hillary
technically.
says "make it go away," we know what she means, because if they don't make it go away and then she's hung out to dry for all of it, add more people to the list.
They'll suicide themselves.
Yes.
All right. All right, gentlemen, we are going to wrap up here. I did put the link for the after party for those of you interested. We're going to go ahead and do final thoughts here. Smurf My Balls, Jimmy Bones, are you still here or did you disappear?
I'm still here. I was
All
actually,
right, your final thoughts, sir.
Ah, fuck.
I'm supposed to say that.
Beat you to it.
Thank you.
Well, protect yourselves, protect your loved ones. Always wake up the very next day thinking that civilization may end. And just saying, hope you're prepared and hope you're ready to survive the aftermath of the bullshit. There you go.
All right, that was quite inspirational, and I feel very enthused for the 4th of July celebrations. Sean, let's see if we can be a little bit more optimistic, hopefully. If not, fuck it. What are your final thoughts?
Well, one that did come to mind, because I bumble and fumble this shit all the time. You know how in the airplanes where they do the thing where if the masks fall, square yourself away before you try to help someone else?
Mm-hmm.
Apply that in real life. Get yourself squared away, because it is extremely difficult to do both at once if you're trying to help other people, along with trying to get yourself in order. You get yourself in order, you can take on additional things and then help other people at the same time. But make sure that you're protected, that you are, like I said, squared away. Because if you aren't, then other people can't get the benefit of your help in the future.
All right. Fair enough. Felton, goddammit, what are your final thoughts, sir?
Fabricated American. How do I follow that? But I just want to say, you come over to onlybrontosaurus.com for this entire week. We have a featured artist that is Ethel Hinkleman Phillips, otherwise known as Grandma from the hit TV show Dinosaurs. She is our featured artist for the week.
All right, fair enough. For fuck's sake.
Onlybrontosaurus.com.
Yeah, there you go. Mix Mando, what are your final thoughts, sir?
I'll try to enjoy the 4th of July weekend, everyone. Try to keep things light if you can. Try to make sure you do everything as safe as you can. Remember what was said about holding people accountable. As non-politicians, the most we can do is vote people in and vote people out. Get informed as to what's going on, and find people that you can actually support, and go from there.
All right.
Also, not this week, but next week, I am going to be doing my next live stream. Torn between doing a conspiracy theory stream or getting a couple of the other vets on and just sharing some military stories.
How long do you want the stream to be?
It'll be about 2 hours.
Conspiracy theories.
I can do conspiracy theory with you.
Felton, take this however you want. Unless I send the link, you're not getting the invite.
Wow,
I've got somebody that can do it that isn't me.
That was unnecessarily cruel.
It was actually necessarily cruel, just FYI.
I don't know if I want to interrupt this right now.
No, we're good.
Keep a fire extinguisher close by and some garden hoses, sirs. Yeah, that's about it. And don't fall asleep when you least expect it.
That's solid advice, sir. I would recommend that to anybody.
Yes, it is. It happens.
It does happen, Tommy. It does.
Yes, it does.
Happens to the best of us.
I don't know if you rewatched the stream you were on, but we would check in on you occasionally, and you'd be totally out of it. We just check in, full screen you, and then put
There
you
you go.
backstage again. That's pretty good. Pretty good. All right. Outlaw, your words of wisdom. We're going into 4th of July, and I know that occasionally, once in a while, you say something intelligent. Do you have any good final thoughts for us, sir?
I mean, hey, I live in the South, man. There ain't nothing intelligible about us on the 4th of July. We're getting arrested. We're having, cops called on us. No, but yeah, guys, I know it's easy to get caught up in a lot of this stuff going on the internet. Understand that it is people pitting the left versus the right. Now, obviously, it's not wrong to get upset about people grooming children, but then again, that's the point. They know that touches a soft spot with a lot of people that's going to goad them into a response. That's what they're trying to do here. And I can see it plain as day, and I know all of you here can see it too. Just be aware of that, gentlemen. And also, if there's anything I could tell you on the 4th of July, don't do anything I wouldn't do. Do not, whatever you do not go buy tannerite, and do not put it in lawnmowers. Do not.
Already did it.
Do not put it in coffee cans. Don't put 1.5 pounds of tannerite. Anything that can explode. Shrapnel can cut limbs off. It's a very dangerous thing. Don't do it.
That's going to be a military story stream.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
All right. I feel a lot better.
Those were great final thoughts. This mother fornicator has said like the grand total of nothing. But
He said at least 5 words.
Oh, Jesus! What the fuck is going on here?
Hell?
Our overlord is here. Yeah, you're supposed to say something important. Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, you're right. My grand total is like 5 words. All right. Yeah, don't put black powder that may or may not have been homemade into Vienna sausage cans and rig them all to explode all at once. Shrapnel will kill you or leave a gash in your arm, however you take it. Pack up, stack up, and rack up, because if you don't, you're basically bending your dick around and putting it in your own ass. Make sure that you're well stocked in what is necessary, not wants, needs. Needs come first. As somebody, I can't remember who it was, but somebody said, make sure to affix your own mask before assisting the person next to you. And do not let these people ruin our nation's probably one of our most favorite holidays. Just don't let them do it. What better way to rub it in their face than to have a fucking good time? Drink beer, shoot off fireworks, shoot guns. Don't get too close to that tannerite if you are going to shoot it, for the love of God. And just have fun. Whatever you want to smoke, go right ahead, do it. I don't fucking care. It's your life. Just don't give them the satisfaction of making a complete mess out of your 4th of July. Enjoy it. Be proud of it. If they want to have their pride in being a slagget, then show them how proud you are to be an American.
All right.
Have independence from fucking Britain.
He looks like Crank from Ninja Turtles. Just
I was
FYI.
going to say you're very translucent tonight, sir. It's making me wonder. Have you
Krang.
passed on?
Ninja Turtles, just saying.
Smoke weed,
right.
smoke grass, but don't pole smoke in someone's ass.
Yeah, there you go. Oh. All right, Billy Von Baum, are we going to talk any more about your new girlfriend and dick sucking contests, or
So
what are
what
your
did we
final
learn?
thoughts?
What did we learn today? We learned that there are people in this country who are horrible and who will try to enforce their beliefs onto you. We've learned that the government sucks, as always. We've learned that Felton is a dirty, rotten traitor.
True.
We've learned that Crusader Nate likes to practice the Irish goodbye. And finally, we've learned that Dano Perino, if you run into her on the street, she most likely will suck your cock. So with that said, happy 4th of July, everybody.
She is homeless.
I don't know how to follow any of this up. It has been an amazing Jurassic June. We learned a lot about the Brontosaurus this month. I want to congratulate all of you for making it through Jurassic June.
Yay! Only brontosauruses.com.
Yay!
Yes.
I'll mute myself.
Yeah, only brontosauruses.com. Check out that website. I think you'll like it. Final thoughts. Look, for a while, I was kind of a naysayer of 4th of July. It was kind of the red pill rage of waking up to the truth of government corruption and, you know, the New World Order, the Illuminati, if you will. You know, just figuring out the world kind of sucks and they're trying to treat us all like slaves to this day. And they're definitely trying to separate even more and more the elites from you and me, the average Joe. So that said, well, I've been a naysayer of 4th of July, and for a while I was kind of like, fuck it, because it doesn't feel very free anymore. That was a nihilistic, black-pilled approach to it. I say fucking enjoy it. And, you know, if you can be a part of the future where maybe we get some of this American spirit and American freedom back, I say 100% go for it. Within legal means, of course. I wouldn't suggest anything revolutionary or anything. Not here. But anyway, look, enjoy your 4th of July. We still have a lot of freedoms in this country. We still have a lot of good things about this country. We really do. Especially when you ignore all the people. It's a great country. You know, we got mountains, we got lakes, we got oceans, we got everything. We got a bunch of cool shit here. Enjoy it. Enjoy blowing some shit up. Check out some fireworks shows. Enjoy some barbecues. Hang out with your family. Drink some beers with your buddies. Enjoy it. Because I don't know where things are going. And, you know, a lot of guys in this space think that we're heading towards a two-way rifle range. And that very well may be the case. But while we have a 4th of July to celebrate, don't fucking waste it and don't be the naysayer. You know, it's a time of year where we celebrate freedom. And God damn it, while we still have a sliver of it left, let's enjoy it. And if it means we have to fight here soon, that's what it comes to, then so be it. You know, a lot of these guys talk about racking up and stacking up and storing your freedom seeds and getting your food in order. I would recommend that for sure. Absolutely. But take time to have fun too. Life can't all be about the fucking seriousness and the drama of the news cycle. That's sometimes we just got to stop and talk about how good of a dick she sucks. So on that note, we'll get out of here. I'm going to actually do an extra long outro because I haven't given love to Jeffrey Paul. By the way, you can buy Jeffrey Paul's music now on Spotify, Apple Music, and where else did he have it? He had another location, but Spotify at least, and Apple Music. So if you like Jeffrey Paul's music and you want to support him, his album is out now. Look him up. It's Jeffrey Paul. I strongly recommend if you're in this community and you do like his music to at least, you know, buy his record, man. Support our local talent, our local artists. It means a lot to them. You know, I get a donation from you guys and it makes my fucking day. So I'm sure him getting a couple album sales will make him feel good too. And I mean, he works fucking hard on that shit. It took him like a month to put together just my song, about as long on Hammer Hands. And, he puts a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication into his stuff. So go check him out. Again, Spotify, Apple Music, maybe on Amazon. I'm not sure. I'd have to check with him again, but at least Spotify and Apple. We're going to play his track on the way out. Also, if you'd like to support this channel or Billy Von Bombs, since he's co-opted this channel, either head to redpillrhino.com and click the donate link. I think it goes directly to Cash App. And that means I get 100% of your donation versus PayPal, which takes its cut. We do have PayPal if you prefer it. It's in the description of these videos, MGTOW, Rumble, and YouTube. But either way, if you'd like to donate, feel free to do so. It means a lot to me, and I appreciate those of you that support the channel and have donated. Big shout out to Polska Bob, who has donated quite a bit to get this channel up and running. I do, respect that, and I appreciate it a lot that he helped us out there. Also to Soldier Girl, Sean St. George, and to the rest of you that donate, thank you again. It means the world, because YouTube sure as fuck ain't paying the bills. So on that note, thank you all again for sticking through to the end and watching this clusterfuck of a live stream. Hope you enjoyed it. Have a great weekend. If you do have Monday off, enjoy that. If not, at least enjoy your weekend and then your 4th of July. We'll get out of here. We'll see you next Friday. We will be monetized probably by the end of August. And I need to point this out. There will be a period of time coming up very soon in which you will not see me. Not by choice, but because I'll have to tear down this desk and move it into storage and get another place, move it all in and get set up again. I'm getting the hell out of Denver because fuck the big cities. They're getting nasty. And I would advise that as well. If you're in a big city and can afford to leave, do so, because it's not going to end well for any of you in the big cities.
It's about fucking time.
I'm filling in for him. It hasn't been discussed yet, but I'm filling in. It's okay.
Sure. We'll see about that, Felton. All right. We're going to play Jeffrey Paul's outro and then the regular outro, and then we're done. Thank you again for joining. I will see you and the panel next week.
We are the arbiters of this society.
Repeat after me. As a good citizen, we must maintain a neutral carbon footprint. Repeat after me. We must eat the bugs. Repeat after me. We must eat the bugs.
This is a world that we create and manage. The people, they need to be controlled. We will give them truths, but only our truths. They are not to seek information anywhere else.
It is my job to keep order. So what you saw didn't happen. Erase everything.
You a grunt? I used to be one, and I was good at it.
I know. Things were simpler then. I have some questions.
You need to understand, we're being hunted.
By who?
Bring him to me.
This breaks the world.
Your story isn't over yet. There's still a page left.
You're never gonna make it, you're not good enough. There's a million other people with the same stuff. You really think you're different? Man, you must be kidding. Think you're gonna hit it, but you just don't get it. It's impossible, it's not probable, you're irresponsible. Too many obstacles, you gotta stop it, yo. You gotta take it slow, you can't be a pro, don't waste your time no more. Who the fuck are you to tell me what to do? I don't give a damn if you say you disapprove. I'm gonna make my move, I'm gonna make it soon. And I'll do it cause it's what I wanna fucking do. Cause all these opinions and all these positions, they come in millions, they blocking your vision. But no, you can't listen, that shit is all fiction. Cause you hold the power as long as you're driven. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fucking fight back. You ain't gonna make it, you ain't never ever gonna break it. You can never beat them and they're better than you face it. Thinking that they give a damn, you're not thinking straight, kid. No, they don't give a damn, you got what I'm saying? I'm not fucking playing, I'll give it to you straight, man. There's too many others and you're not that great, man. Stop what you're saying, stop what you're making. Everybody here knows that you just faking. Nah, I don't wanna hear it anymore, I don't wanna hear it anymore. All these fucking thoughts, they are not what I need anymore. I'm about to shut the motherfucking door on all you poor ass haters with your heads in the clouds, talking out loud so proud. You better shut your goddamn mouth before I do more speak out. It's about to head south. You're never gonna make it. There's no way that you make it. And maybe you can fake it, but you're never gonna make it. Aren't you just gonna take that? Make them take it all back. Don't tell me you believe that. Aren't you just gonna take that? Or will you fucking fight back? Fucking fight back.